KNDY.
Good evening, American Legion baseball fans, as we are back on the air from Concordia, Kansas. Marysville American Legion baseball on your dials here, set for an 8:35 first pitch here, as Marysville looks to stave off elimination in this double elimination tournament on the bottom side of the bracket. They will be taking on the host Concordia Blues squad, a team that made the championship contest last year, returns a majority of that squad, but unfortunately fell in their second round action to the back-to-back defending champs Iola earlier this afternoon at 7-0. That sets up the championship semifinal matchup between Iola and Hiawatha tomorrow afternoon. Concordia already punched their ticket back into the loser side of the bracket, bottom side there, with a 7-5 win over Smith County the game before us. And Marysville looking to play for one more day here from Concordia. Max Blasky on the call with you here this evening, as we're just about 12 hours opposite of our first broadcast from 8 o'clock this morning to 8:30 this evening. Starting lineups now brought to you here today, as it will be Marysville up to bat first. They will be the away team here today in their red uniforms, white pants, Concordia, and their baby blue tops with blue numbers and white pants across the chest and bottoms. First four starting lineup for Concordia. They'll bat bottom of the order. It'll go Matthew Eubanks in right field, Rush LeDuc in catcher, Peyton Breeze at shortstop, Braden Primo at third base, Keegan Bynes at first, Max Fry as pitcher here tonight for Concordia. Dustin Surratt is in left field, Caleb Hansen in his left field. Surratt is in center field, and Joseph Henderson at second base. So Concordia will go Eubanks, LeDuc, Breeze, Primo, Bynes, Fry, Surratt, Hansen, and Henderson, with Fry on the mound here tonight. As for Marysville, they come in to this tournament with one win and one loss apiece, looking to stave off elimination. The 8th time they have faced Concordia so far here this year. They squared off against them 3 times in zone play earlier this year, going 1-2 against them. They are 4-7 against Concordia so far here this year, but Concordia, with a solid pitching staff, will throw their third ace out there in Fry tonight. Marysville lineups looks very similar, with a few changes here this evening. Leading off at catcher, it will be Grant Hafley wearing number 3. Landon Schmitz will be in center field, patrolling as he has been all weekend, wearing number 2 in the 2-hole hitter. Wes Anderson will be your 3-hole hitter, setting at shortstop with his Frankfort Wildcat partner Carter Olson manning the hot corner at third base as your cleanup hitter. Batting 5th and pitching a wonderful game in the game earlier today, Gavin LeDuc will be at second base, Ty Mosier in right field, Wyatt Detweiler in left field. Alex Shale will be playing first base. Designated hitter tonight and batting 9th will be Jordan Miller, while Dakota Slupionic will be on the mound for the Marysville American Legion squad. Leading off, it will be Grant Hafley, who has had a up and down contest here so far this weekend. A total of 2 for 7 with 3 runs scored and 2 steals. We are off and rolling here on a beautiful Saturday night from Concordia. First pitch is in, driven to left field, high into the air. Left fielder is going to handle under that one. First pitch, first out for Concordia here early on, as Hafley pops out to left field. There is a slight breeze moving about 5 to 10 miles an hour right to left field. It will pick up as this evening goes along, so a strong breeze if someone gets a hold of the ball, swinging it over into left. We saw games earlier in this one have some trouble with some high pop-ups here early on too as well. Lights are on from Concordia. Second batter of the game will be the center fielder, Landon Schmitz, looking to turn things around here for Landon, and so far here this weekend, he is 1 for 7, but 1 for 3 in the contest earlier today versus Independence, a game in which Marysville won 6-2. Smith ended up with 2 runs scored, a strikeout, and a steal to his name for the Speedy Schmitz. 1-1 the count now on the speedy center fielder from Axtell. Righty-righty matchup here as Fry brings it in. That's going to be low and away. Schmitz ahead in this count now. 2 balls and no strikes. Marysville now on the season 17, 18, and 15 after getting the win earlier this afternoon, as Smith watches ball 3 go past and now ahead in the count 3-1, trying to win a second game here today as they skate off elimination just before mentioned about 12 hours ago. Smith is going to watch this one go to the backstop, and it's going to be a walk to start off this half inning for Marysville. Already one runner on base. Talking to Coach Leon Schmelsley before this game, he said this team's going to need to hit here against Concordia. Solid pitching staff this Blues squad has. Use their speed, use their hitting ability, and here early on, we saw that in game number 1 here this afternoon as Marysville jumped out to an early 1-0 lead, ended up falling behind 2-1 in the first inning, but came out with some big innings. Here's a wild pitch now as Smelsley's going to move up to second without any throw going down. So first wild pitch pass ball here of the afternoon for Concordia. Concordia has already worked through their 2 aces here today, Braden Primo and Matthew Eubanks, who will be in the field this morning. Both of those starters today and yesterday went 6 solid innings of no-run ball, but the bullpen for Concordia gave up 7 runs versus Iola in the last 2 innings. They gave up 3 versus Corning there Friday afternoon, game in which Concordia led 5-3 going into the 7th. Concordia ended up getting 3 straight Corning ended up getting 3 straight RBI singles to get that game to 5-3, but eventually fell short in the comeback bid. Wes Anderson in there. He's going to take this one off the shoulder. That puts 2 on now for cleanup hitter Carter Olsen. So one hit by pitch already here tonight for Maddox Fry as he's working for Concordia, and already head coach for Concordia out there on a mound trying to settle down his 3rd starter here today. A lot of talent on this Concordia roster too as well. Eubanks is a Division II player. Primo out there is a Tabor commit for the baseball standpoint too as well. First baseman out there for the Blues too as well. Keegan Bynes is a commit to Tabor in football too as well. So some talent, athletic talent out there for Concordia. Doesn't matter much if you can't get that ball across the plate. Up next, it will be Carter Olsen, who has been the bright spot for Marysville so far in this tournament. 2 for 2 in this morning's game, 3 for 3 unofficially in yesterday afternoon's game. Watches a fastball sneak on by him down in the bottom right corner for a first pitch strike. Olsen stands in there, left-hand bat. Wearing 33 on his back, reaches down, picks one out. The first base one sneaks over there across the line. Second out now for Marysville, but runners do advance on the sacrifice by Olsen. So 2 down here. 5th batter of the inning will be Gavin Leduc. Second baseman steps into the right-handed batter's box. He had a heck of a pitching performance in the first game today. He ended up going 7 innings, only allowed 2 runs on 5 hits and 4 strikeouts. Those 2 runs came in the first inning, which he gave up that 1-0 lead. Marysville exited that first inning trailing 2-1, but since then pitched no-run ball through the next 6 innings, really settled in. First pitch, Jones goes high and tight as he has to duck out of the way of that ball. Second one's going to be low and away, ahead in the count now for Leduc, 2-0. Runners at second and third. That will be Schmitz at third. Wes Anderson at second. Anderson reached on a hit by pitch. Schmitz reached on a walk. Now it's going to be a 3-0 count the way of Leduc. Looking for a timely hit with 2 runners setting already here in scoring position for Marysville. 3-0 the count as Fry gets the sign. Kicks, deals out of the stretch. That's going to be a give-me strike right over the outside corner. Looked a little bit outside. The strike zone's been a little inconsistent so far here today with these umpires' long, hot days out there. 3-1 pitch coming into Leduc. He grounds it to third baseman side. Third base charges it, throws across the diamond. Picked by the first baseman, and he will be called out. So Marysville gets 2 runners aboard, leaves them both stranded at second and third. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field for Concordia through the first half of the inning. Knotted up at 0-0.
Update your home today with a new look from Feldkamp's Furniture Mart. See their tremendous selection of living room, dining room, and bedroom sets and furniture, as well as bedding, accent pieces, appliances, and more. Financing options for any budget up to 24 months with no interest, as well as free delivery, making buying local easy. Shop Feldkamp's Furniture and Flooring in Marysville today. How would you like to have a steady job with a schedule that works for you and your family? You're in luck. Tension is hiring operators and adjusters at the Marysville plant. If you like to take things apart and put them back together again, if you enjoy being part of a team, if you're looking for flexible work with competitive pay and benefits, this could be a great match for you. Work for a company you know you can trust. Visit tension.com/careers to learn more and apply.
Tires aren't all the same, and neither are tire dealers. Find a dealer like Mike's OK Tire who carries Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. Michelin offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Next time you need tires, don't deal with amateurs. See the tire experts. See Mike's OK Tire in downtown Marysville for tires, repair, alignment, and service.
Through half inning, Marysville leads two stranded, setting at second and third, worked themselves a walk and a hit by pitch to Landon Schmitz and Wes Anderson, respectfully. Marysville kind of moved them in after a wild pitch. Now will be Dakota Slupionic on the mound, who was a Sports in Kansas honorable mention all-state player for Marysville. What was an impressive run at the state tournament through the sub-state earlier this spring. He's going to catch the bump here after Gavin LeDuc pitched wonderfully earlier this afternoon. Before mentioned it there, 7 innings, 2 runs, and 4 strikeouts in that 6-2 win for Marysville. Concordia's gotten here by way of a win over Corning. They took care of Corning in first-round action on Friday, 5-3. They fell to Iola earlier this afternoon in the 3:30 game, 7-0. Look to bounce back here against Marysville. Marysville, of course, trying to stay off elimination. They've been in the bottom side of the bracket almost all of this tournament after falling to Hiawatha 6-4 in first-round game. Just like Marysville, first pitch, first out is going to be a pop-out to Schmitz there in center fielder. A high pop-up as Matthew Eubanks drives that one deep, but not deep enough. Wind kind of pushed that one in. And it is picked up here in the last couple minutes, now probably about 15 miles an hour, pretty close to due southeast, pushing it towards that left field fence. Of course, before mentioning, a big outfield here in Concordia on the college field, 390 to dead center, 325 to the corner, so a lot of room. Night game on, too, as well. Lights are on. Beautiful evening for baseball. Glad to have you all along here. Up next, it will be Rush LeDuc, the catcher for Concordia. Watches a 0-1 pitch go by to the backstop. 1-1 now, the count to the two-hole hitter. There's going to be a pop fly high right behind the catcher, doing a good job getting under it safely, and that's a big out number 2. Pop out to the catcher, 2 up, 2 down now for Dakota Slupionic. As now Peyton Breeze steps in to the batter's box. 3-hole hitter for Concordia. Shortstop wearing number 12. Tall, lengthy player, going about 6 foot. Squares off here against Marysville. Before mentioned, this is the 8th time Marysville and Concordia has squared off so far this year. Marysville leads the season series so far 4-3, but Concordia did get the better of them in zone play a couple weeks ago, winning the host zone play here from Concordia. Of course, host team here, too, for AA State. First pitch to Breeze is to the backstop. Good pitch there from Slupionic as the 1-0 pitch sneaks the inside part of the strike zone with a fastball. Knotted up now here at 1-1. We've seen some good games here so far tonight. Expect the best to be last here this evening. Marysville's had a long wait all afternoon as the 1-1 pitch is down and away. Of course, played the first game of the day here, now playing the last game. But as one of the fans told me, it's a great day either way. You get to watch some more baseball one last time. Here's going to be a drive left field. That's going to be high in the air. Sliding over will be the left fielder, Wyatt Detweiler, for the third out. So 3 straight pop-ups for Slupionic, using his defense here early on in this one. No hits, no runs, no men left on base, no errors. No errors in the field for Concordia. Slupionic only needs 7 pitches to get through that first inning. 0-0, your score after 1. Marysville back up to bat. Up for you next.
Since 1976, Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions has been your farm and home marketing team. Let the experienced family team of Tom and Rob Olmsted and brother-in-law Tom Kirkland guide you when buying or selling a home or farmland. delivering timely, honest, and professional guidance. Visit olmstedrealestate.com to view current listings and auctions. Your farm and home marketing team is Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions.
310, sold 300. That's buyer 5-2.
All new 2024 Chevy Silverado pickups got to go to make room for the 25 models. And the Norris Motor Company has the Silverado 1500 model LT Trail Boss Edition, 1500 model and Colorado work trucks. They're four-wheel drive. And a pair of 2500 Z71 package Chevy Silverado pickups. They're new and they're ready for your test drive at the Norris Motor Company in Marysville.
Back here from Concordia, Max Blasky with you on a wonderful evening for baseball. Marysville sent 5 to the dish at the top of the first inning, left 2 runners stranded. Landon Smith got on with a 6-pitch walk. Wes Anderson got hit by the very next pitch, moved Landon Smith up to second after a wild pitch was thrown by pitcher from Concordia. But Carter Olson grounded out to second, moved those runners up 90 feet. But a 5-3 ground out by Gavin Leduc ended Concordia's threat in the top of the inning. It will be Ty Mosier up next. Right field has had some decent plays there. First pitch is going to be high and tight for a ball. Mosier so far from the plate this weekend only 1 for 6 with 2 RBIs to his name, as this offense needs to get going for Marysville, a team that scored just under 7.5 runs per game so far here in this tournament, has been held to a combined 10 so far in 2 games, averaging right at 5 in the first 2. Mosier watches pitch number 2 go in there for a strike. Now 2-1 your count after 2 straight balls to start this at bat. High 2 as well. It's going to be 3-1 count now to the 6-hole hitter, Ty Mosier. Marysville uses that speed on base. Pitch comes in. That one's going to be wild in the dirt. Second walk already issued now by Fry, as he has been a little wild with his control early on. Marysville needs to take advantage of that. Seen that at this level here all weekend long. A little rough for the starting pitchers in the first or second innings. Usually settle down middle of the game. Saw that with Gavin Leduc earlier this afternoon. Had a struggle in the first inning. Gave up his 2 runs in that first, but since then pitched wonderful ball and really showed what made him a workhorse pitcher for Marysville this year. Wyatt Detweiler looking to get on base here. Watches his first pitch go low and outside. Gives that hand up to Mosier. Mosier is a threat to steal, as is most of this Marysville offense. Detweiler 1 for 4 in this morning's game with a strikeout. That's going to be another pitch in the dirt. Blocked nicely by the catcher, Rush Leduc. But it will be a 2-0 count now here to the 7-hole hitter. Watching pitches come in and getting the most out of these at-bats is going to be key here for Marysville in this one. Decent little lead by Mosier over at first. Pitch is going to be high, but calling a high, tight strike from the home plate umpire. 2-1 now, the count to Detweiler. 2-1 pitch. That's going to be high and outside, too, as well. As now Fry's been off his command so far here in this one, already with 2 walks and 1 hit batter. Ty Mosier stands at first, being one of those walks. And that one's going to be high, too, as well. So 2 straight walks here for this Marysville squad as they put 2 on with no out here in the top of the second inning. Alex Shale will step into the plate now. Shale so far here in this one, he was 3 for 3 in this morning's game, 2 for 3 in yesterday's contest too as well, really swinging a hot bat. All 3 singles for Shale here today, and that would give Marysville the lead with the speedy Mosier set at second. High strike's going to be called right above the elbows. 0-1 Shale down in this count. First strike and 4 pitches thrown by Fry as he brings out the stretch. He's going to pop that one right over to the backside of the field, right over us. Some lucky fans going to get themselves a popsicle. Didn't get a chance to get any of those earlier today. It is cooling down nicely here, though, as the sun goes down. There's going to be a strikeout looking for Alex Shale on 3 straight pitches. First strikeout here for Fry in this one. Shale saw that one coming inside, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Now it's going to be designated hitter Jordan Miller He still sets here with runners on first and second. Mosier at second, Detweiler in first. Both got on by a walk. Fry comes set from the belt. That pitch is going to be low and away. 1-0 here to designated hitter Jordan Miller. Played catcher here earlier in this morning's contest. Ended up going 0 for 1 before he was pinched hit for late in the contest for Dakota Slupionic. Second pitch is going to be a ball 2 as well. Hit count in favor of the hitter 2-0. Fry takes a look around, peeks at second, peeks at first. From the stretch deal, sends that one right down the middle. That's going to be a strike. 2-1 now. The count still in favor of the hitter. Marysville had 2 runners on in the first inning. Don't want to leave 2 runners on here early on in this second. Here comes the next one. That one's driven right side, right to the first baseman. Will advance the runners 90 feet. Gives them second and third now. And back to the top of the order, Grant Hafley will step in. Hafley popped out to left field on the very first pitch of the contest. Looking to set back and make something happen here. Is the All-State player for Marysville. Was a first-team All-State utility player as a sophomore. Son of head coach John Hafley looks to put Marysville on the board here first. That pitch is going to be high, but called a strike on the fastball. Zipping in there, about 70 miles an hour. Good pitch to take. Tough one to set there, though. Fry takes a look at second, now brings this one in. That's low and away on the slow changeup. 1-1 is the count. Both runners work themselves on with a walk. Jordan Miller got them over with the sacrifice. 2 out here, top of the second. 1-1 pitch, sets and deals. That one's going to be fouled off the catcher's mask. Everyone's all right, but now all of a sudden Hafley behind in this count. 1-2. A little confusion there with the umpire getting the ball where it needs to be as Fry gets set back on the mound. 1-2 the count, 2 outs here, 2 men on for Marysville, threatening the score as they did in the top of the first inning. Fry comes set, brings that one in. Hafley's going to pop that one high back into the stand. Bang, hits those metal bleachers right there. Saw a few of those happen earlier on here today. Gives that one back to the Marysville bench. Hafley stays alive, 1-2. Fry comes set at the belt, stretches and deals. That one's going to be outside. A good snag there by the catcher. 2-2 now the count. 2-2 the count, 2 outs here, second inning. That pitch is going to be low and away. Works the count now. Full does Hafley. Opportunity to give Marysville the lead, knotted up here at 0 so far. 3-2 pitch. That one comes in. That one's going to be low and inside. Works his way now to Landon Schmitz. Third walk here of the inning issued by Fry. Marysville yet to take advantage of it here early on. Of course, second game of our afternoon here today. If you didn't catch our first 2 broadcasts from this morning or yesterday, you can sneak on over to KNDYradio.com. Those games are listed as a podcast under the sports tab. Thank you to our IT master, Derek Nestor, for keeping those up all season long. First pitch now to Landon Schmitz is going to be high and tight. He worked himself the first walk of the game, ended up all the way at second with a wild pitch, then got moved over with a sacrifice ground out by Carter Olson, looking to do damage here with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch is down low, 2-0 now. Bases loaded for Marysville. Mosier sets at third. Detweiler sets at second. Hafley now sets at first. 2-0 pitch comes in. That one's going to be pretty close to a high strike, but it's going to be called a ball nonetheless. 3-0 the count to the 2-hole hitter, Landon Schmitz. Don't want to ground into anything here right now. 2 outs. Golden opportunity for Marysville. With the bases loaded, Fry takes a step off the bag, looks to catch his own breath. 3-0 count, 2 outs here. No score yet, still top of the second. Marysville threatening, though, with bases loaded. Fry comes set, brings that one in, and that's going to be low in the dirt. RBI going to be called for Landon Schmitz as he works himself a walk. 5th walk already here in the contest, 4th in this inning as all runners move up 90 feet and Marysville takes the first run of this evening's contest. Wes Anderson will now step up. He was hit by a pitch in his first at bat, had a rough go of it. He drips the liner right over the shortstop's head. That's going to bring in one. Coming around to score will be Hafley. Hafley dives in there for the third run of the inning, and Marysville takes the early 3-0 lead. A 2 RBI single there for Wes Anderson, who had himself kind of a rough afternoon, a morning in the first contest here tonight, but comes up big here for Marysville, drives in two with that RBI single. Marysville still threatening here with 2 outs, runners at first and second. Now up will be Carter Olson. Olson takes a big rip at the first pitch, lone lefty in this Marysville lineup. Takes a rip at the second one, drives that one to left field. It's going to hang up there in the air with going foul, and ends up landing foul too as well. But now Olson below in the count here, 0-2. Big 2 RBI single just a moment ago by Wes Anderson. Talked about it. He was 0 for 3, including a strikeout in the first game here this morning. Comes up with a big knock to give Marysville a 3-0 lead. 0-2 count now for his Frankfort Wildcat partner, Carter Olson. Stands close to the bat. Fry brings it in, delivers pitch outside for a ball, 1-2. Speedy Smith stands on at second. Wes Anderson now stands at first. Single would drive in another one here. If Olson gets held of it, kind of pokes it down the third base line. Third baseman grounds it as Olson grounds out 2-3, but not before damage is done here by Marysville. On one hit, Marysville gets 2 runs in. They end up drawing 4 walks in that second inning. 2 men will be left on base, but Marysville increases their lead 3-0 here in the second inning. You're listening to American Legion Baseball right here on KNDY.
After the storm, Cromie Lumber has everything you need to build it back. If the roof needs repair, build it back with quality shingles, including hail and wind-resistant styles, as well as metal roofing options. Let them help guide your best decision as to what's right for your home. Storms or not, is it time to update your home's windows and doors? Cromie Lumber can get a free estimate with whatever fits your needs. Increase energy efficiency, improve the looks, and make cleaning them easier. Glass and screen repair always available as well. Cromie Lumber has everything you need to build it back. Shop local. Shop Cromie Lumber, Marysville, and Washington.
If you're a driver over 50, it may be time to switch your auto insurance. The AARP Auto Insurance Program from the Hartford is now available through Copeland Insurance Agency in Marysville. Call today for your free, no-obligation quote. Learn more about special rates, benefits, and service designed especially for AARP members. Call the Copeland Insurance Agency at 619-6220. That's 619-6220. Certain policy features are subject to eligibility and may not be available in all states. Hartford Fire Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut.
A big thank you to all our Marysville sports boosters making this broadcast possible here all weekend. Gives me the opportunity to do something that I love, and that's calling high school sports for you here on KNDY. Max Blasky joining you with you on a wonderful Saturday night for ball as Dakota Slupionic gets back out to the mound there. Going to work fast here. Worked quickly in the first inning. It only took 5 pitches to get through 3 batters. First pitch of the evening is going to be fouled straight back by Braden Primo. As head coach John Hafley comes running out of the mound and right in front of us, yelling defensive alignments. Coaching never stops, even when nature calls. 0-1 pitch is going to be brought in for a ball now. Brandon Primo, 4-hole hitter here for Marysville, playing at third base. One of those before-mentioned Division II talents signed to college up in Minnesota that Concordia boasts here this year. 1-1 pitch is going to be low and away. 2-1 the count now to the 4-hole hitter. Righty on righty matchup. Here's Primo grounds this one to third base. One kind of eats up Olson, swings it across the diamond, but out. That's going to be a 5-3 on the ground out as Carter Olson, good job defensively getting this first out here of the second inning. Dakota Slupionic working with 3 runs of insurance here, and it's all done by walks in the top of that second inning. Ty Mosier started off that inning with a walk, followed by Wyatt Detweiler. Both of them came around to run on an RBI single, Mosier came around on an RBI walk by Landon Schmitz, and then Wes Anderson comes up with a first pitch RBI single, drives in 2. Here's a drive to left field, back but tracking it. Good catch there by Wyatt Detweiler as he's been a busy man out there in the left field. 1 pitch, 1 out again for Dakota Slupionic as he's going to keep that pitch count down here. Marysville in their first game on Friday used 3 different pitchers. Wes Anderson, Wyatt Detweiler, and Landon Schmitz all got an opportunity on the bump. Earlier, though, this morning, Gavin LeDuc went full 7, gave up 2 runs in the first, and settled down for no hit ball in the final 6. Third batter of the inning will be Maddox Fry, pitcher trying to get his team on the board here in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch is going to be wild, though, down and away. Slupionic comes set at the belt, kicks in, deals, brings this one in, grounded to Olson again. 6-3 across the diamond, little high, but snagged over there at first base by Alex Shale. 5-3 again for the third out of that second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors in the field, no men left on base by Concordia. Marysville gets that offense right back there on the field to try and push up this 3-0 lead. You're listening to American Legion Baseball right here on KNDY.
As summer temperatures heat up, so are opportunities at Landall Company. Landall in Marysville offers stable employment with advancement opportunities, annual raises, 4% attendance bonus, $2 per hour shift differential, competitive wages and benefits that include profit sharing, fuel allowance to drive to work, comprehensive insurance with a $500 deductible, and more. Learn more and apply online at landall.com today. EEO Vets and Disabilities welcome. Learn more at landall.com.
At RX Drugstore, the staff at your locally owned Health Mart Pharmacy is proud to support the Marysville and area communities. This is where they choose to live and work. It is important for them to get to know you, their customer, as they provide prescription, over-the-counter, and durable medical equipment services to meet your healthcare needs. They take pride in offering fast and friendly hometown service. RX Drugstore would like to thank you for keeping it local and appreciates your business. Stop in and see them in downtown Marysville today.
Wonderful pitching performance so far through the first 2 innings. Dakota Slupionic has faced the minimum, used his defense for all 6 out. Only has 15 pitches through 2 innings, too, as well. Meanwhile, on the Concordia side, Maddox Fry has himself 50 pitches already here in 2 innings. Of course, walked 4 batters in that second inning, has already walked 5 total, 1 hit by pitch there in the first 2 as well. The Concordia has had problems with their bullpen so far here at the tournament. Mentioned it when they faced Iola earlier today. Matthew Eubanks with 6 strong innings, a scoreless ball. As soon as Concordia went to the bullpen, top seed Iola scored themselves 7 runs to win that contest. Move on to semifinal action tomorrow. Game earlier this year, Concordia held a 5-0 lead going into the 7th. They pulled Primo, and Corning promptly scored 3 runs on him, almost won that game in the second. Now all of a sudden, Fry has missed with the last 2 pitches down and away badly into the dirt as Gavin LeDuc stands in there, grounded out to third base his first time up. Looking to get this offense rolling here again for Marysville, leading 3-0. Takes a strike right down the heart of the plate. For the first strike of this at-bat will be LeDuc, Mosier, and Detweiler up for Marysville. If anyone gets on, Alex Shale will be next up. Ripped in between shortstop and third base. That's going to be a solid hit there for Gavin LeDuc. Get this offense rolling in again for Marysville. First hit of this afternoon as Fry has already allowed 2 hits and 3 earned runs to his total. Now we're going to have a pitching change, I believe, as we will. And that's been it for Fry. So he's going to take a break. We're going to take a timeout, bring you new pitcher information when we get back from this one.
Fresh as fresh can be, Papa Dave's veggies are garden fresh and available each Saturday morning at the Farmers Market in Marysville. Pick of the crop with guaranteed fresh, all locally grown garden produce. Catch Dave Bruna Saturday mornings at the Marysville Farmers Market or stop by the garden on North 6th Street. His phone number is 785-562-6341.
Every producer worth his salt knows you're paid to produce. Same in our business. As ag banking experts, we know how to help your operation be successful, how to grow your business, how to produce results. So when you need an ag banking specialist for any reason, talk to us. Like you. We're paid to produce. Citizen State Bank, Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Member FDIC.
We're just making a living, making things grow.
Hey, farmers and ranchers, ready for planting season? Need a fuel buddy who's got your back? Kramer Oil is here for you. From Marysville to Jamestown, Longford, and everywhere in between, our 13 card lock locations keep you running smooth from sunup to sundown. Say goodbye to running on empty during planting. With Kramer Oil, you get reliable fuel services that fit just right with your farm's needs. Kramer Oil, powering your farm's success. Your go-to for fuel in Kansas and Nebraska.
So pitching change already here from Concordia in the top of the third inning after a solid single by Gavin LeDuc. Maddox Fry's night is done after 2 innings pitched. 5 walks, 1 hit by pitch, 1 strikeout, 2 hits allowed, and all 3 runs will be charged to him, with runners still at first, possibly could be in his mix. Maddox Fry is going to move himself to second base. New pitcher for Concordia will be Caleb Hansen coming in from left field. That's going to leave Joseph Henderson out to left field. So a few changes here early on for Concordia, just trying to stop this bleeding. But Marysville wants to keep it going with Ty Mosier. He worked himself a walk at the bottom of the second inning. Ended up being the start of a big inning for Marysville. Scored all 3 runs. He came around to score on a RBI walk taken by Landon Schmitz. Schmitz was swallowed up with a 2 RBI single by Wes Anderson. Mosier takes a rip at this one, fouls it straight back. First strike now, as standing at first, Gavin LeDuc still over there. Here's going to be a rip straight back to as well. Mosier right on top of these, just a little bit below that ball, trying to put one on into play. 0-2 count now to the right fielder, as Hansen has come in throwing strikes in his first 2 attempts, something Fry couldn't do to start this contest out. Hansen strings that one near inside. Good frame job by the catcher, Rush LeDuc, but good job by Blue to recognize a ball when he saw it. 1-2 will now be the count. Lubianic led this inning off with a single. He still stands at first. Decent little lead over there. Won't spring on that one. That's going to be a wild pitch over the head of Ty Mosier. Good job by the catcher again to control that one, as Mosier has worked this count now to a 2-2 option. Fouled off the first 2, now seen 2 straight balls. What's Hansen going to bring here? Righty comes set out of the stretch. Brings that one in. Hansen grounds at the shortstop. Could be a double play. Speed, though, by both players. Reaching out. Safe at first. Good speed by Mosier. Didn't have a chance to get LeDuc at second. Back-to-back singles now for Marysville. Has them in action again with no outs here in the top of the third inning. Heck of a stretch there by Ty Mosier. Didn't know if he was going to get there, but that last long stride of those legs down in the first before that ball got to him. That's going to bring up Detweiler. He walked and came around to score in his first plate appearance there in the second inning. Marysville threatening again with no outs. Already second pitcher for Concordia here this evening in the third inning. First pitch is going to be a ball low and away. Hansen takes a deep breath, takes a look at LeDuc standing at second. From the belt, springs it in, pitches and deals. This one's going to be driven high. It's going to stay in the field of play. Short second baseman comes over, clinches that one right over by first base. So pop out for Detweiler. Detweiler has been busy out in the outfield, left field, already with 2 outs for himself. So he just switches it around. Gives Concordia 1 out. Alex Shale now steps up. He struck out looking on 3 pitches in his first at bat, trying to change his luck around here versus a new pitcher. Runner at second is Gavin LeDuc. Starting pitcher Maddox Fry still responsible for him, and this ball gets away from the catcher. That's going to be the second pass ball here of the afternoon, of the evening, and both players move up 90 feet. So double play taken out of position here. And now Marysville with 2 players in scoring position. We're going to have a visit from the catcher, as it looked like a miscommunication on what pitch was coming in there between the 2 of them. long conversation happening there. Gives me a chance to remind you that if you missed any of the broadcasts from earlier today or from Friday, you can find those games at KNDYradio.com underneath the podcast tab. Listen back anytime as we get into high school sports season 2 as well. If you miss your favorite team's contest, either at home or away, you can listen to anytime at KNDYradio.com. Shale still at the plate now. Count in his favor, 1-0. Runners at second and third now are Leduc and Mosier. That pitch is going to be low and away. A good eye, not the swing at that one. Brings the count 2-0 now. Starting pitcher Maddox Fry gets pulled after 2 innings pitch. Pitch count already up close to 60. In for relief now. It is, forgot the first name already, Caleb Hansen. Didn't want to call him Maddox Hansen. Knew that one wasn't correct. Caleb Hansen in there in relief. Gets a swing and a miss from Shale. Up next will be Jordan Miller. 2-1 count now to Shale as that one's going to be inside. Works the count in his favor. Yet again, 3-1. Concordia can't find the strike zone here in this one. 8th time these two teams have met already. Marysville 4-3 against the Maddox Fry. Pitched a complete game, a 1-pitch win for Concordia earlier this year, but Marysville got to him early and often in this one, forced him out after 2 innings. Good rip there by Shale, fouls it straight back. We've got ourselves a full count now. 1 out here, top of the 3rd inning. Marysville scored 3 in the top of the 2nd, and that's where we stand at 3-0. 3-2 count, 1 out now to Shale. Brings it in, drives it in between right center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Shale gets it all the way to the fence. 1 run is in. 2nd run is going to be waved home. Shale takes off for 2nd. That's going to be a 2 RBI double for Alex Shale, and Marysville extends this lead up 5-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. Heck of a batting there. It's actually going to be knotted a single, but Shale moves up on the throw home. Nonetheless, it is a hit for Marysville, and 2 more runs here in the top of the 3rd as Marysville claims this lead 5-0 in this double elimination tournament. Win or go home game versus Concordia and Marysville. Marysville jumps out to the 5-0 lead. Now will be Jordan Miller, designated hitter. He drives that one between left and center. Getting on his high horse will be Shale. Shale gets to 3rd, goes to round 3rd. Throw would have been in time. Shale kind of takes a little stumble there at 3rd base, but nonetheless, it will be a stand-up single now here for Jordan Miller. So back-to-back hits by this Marysville offense. That's 4 here in this inning, and this offense has finally come alive at the Concordia AA tournament. Better late than never to see a little offense come through. Runners standing now at the corners for Marysville. Jordan Miller standing at first. Alex Shale over at 3rd. Still 1 out here, top of the 3rd inning. 5-0 is your score. Grant Hafley will step in. He popped out in the very first pitch of this contest, drove in a run with a walk there in the top of the 2nd. Scored a run, after drawing a walk in the top of the 2nd. One of the 2 RBIs for Wes Anderson that drove in the 2nd and 3rd run for Marysville here this evening. Friday stands in there, looks to lay down a bunt. Runner goes off for 2nd. Bad throw to the shortstop side, and in there easily with the steal will be Jordan Miller. First steal of the night here for Marysville. Keeps them out of a double play threat too as well. Still all with 1 out here. Marysville's already put a 2 spot up in the top of the 3rd. Leaves this one 5-0. 1-0 pitch is going to be driven down the right field line. We're going to go home with it. Shale gets down, but he's going to be gunned down by the first baseman. Could have been a second. Could have been a second play. First baseman didn't even step on the bag. It brought him right to him. So that's going to stay out of a double play opportunity. First baseman could have got out of that one for Marysville. So Hafley's going to be safe at first. Shale's going to be out at home. So we're going to call that one another hit. 5 hits now for Marysville in this inning. 2 runs across already. As standing at 3rd is Jordan Miller on the sacrifice. There's going to be a first pitch ball to Landon Schmitz, already his 3rd batting attempt here as Marysville has sent already to the plate 7 here in this 3rd inning. Schmidt so far 0 for 0 officially with 2 walks. Sends that over. Hafley steals second easily. Second steal now for Marysville here in this inning alone. Runners still in scoring position. 1-1 count to Landon Schmidt. Hansen comes set for Marysville out of the stretch. Set steals. This one's driving opposite side field. If that's going to stay fair, foul ball by about 3 inches. Good piece of hitting there by Landon Schmitz. Just couldn't keep it in fair play as he's going to be down in this count now 1-2. Marysville with 3 runs in the top of the second have already put 2 runs up here in the top of the third. Threatening again now with runners at second and third in scoring position. Single could bring both of them in. Jordan Miller stands at third. Grant Hafley stands at second after a single and a steal. Time is called now. The count is actually 1-2. Yep, that's what I had. Got to double check that one every now and then. 1-2 count now to Landon Schmidt. Hansen comes set. Pass ball. Coming down home from third is going to be Jordan Miller. Jordan Miller stands up easily. Moving over to third will be Hafley on the wild pitch. Making it 6-0 here at Marysville early on as they continue to pour it on with the base running. Already a third pass ball here by Concordia. Talking to a few coaches earlier, if you put pressure on this Concordia defense, they tend to fold, and they have so far here early on. 2-2 count now, 2 outs, top of the third inning. Landon Schmidt's looking to drive in his first RBI, or second RBI of the contest. That pitch is going to be high and tight, pretty darn close, but good eye there by Schmitz. Schmitz was 1 for 3 in the game earlier today. He was 0 for 4 in Friday's contest. Finally, this offense has woken up for Marysville. 3-2 count now. It has ran full. Pitches in there. Schmitz grounds it to third base. Third base snags it, swings it across the diamond. Out is Schmitz, but not before Marysville does the damage they need to do. Marysville gets 5 hits and 3 runs, 1 man left on base, no errors in the field, and Marysville leads this one 6-0 as we go into the bottom of the third inning right here on KNDY.
Hop in, let's go to Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
Skip the drive. Come see us right here in Marysville, Kansas. At Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, you'll find the same honest sales experience backed by the same reliable service. With the same goals in mind, our Marysville location is sure to provide you with a satisfying vehicle experience. Find us on Facebook or stop in at 1122 Pony Express Highway today.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford lately?
As the weather turns warm, it may be time to breathe new life into your outdoor space. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today to browse their wide selection of premium lawn fertilizers and insect repellents, grass seed, potting soil, and lawn tools to make the job easier. All the gardening essentials for whether you're a seasoned green thumb or a budding enthusiast, Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber have what you need to grow something beautiful this year.
One, and then if you go to KNDY Radio, where also you can listen live on that one too as well. A 3-run third inning, a 3-run second inning for this Marysville offense as they lead Concordia 6-0 going into the bottom of the third. Dakota Slupionic will walk that out there with only 15 pitches to his name through the first 2 innings as he has faced the minimum so far through 2 and held this Concordia offense in check here on a late evening. If you just caught that, we are live here on KNDY FM 94.1 AM 1570 as well as online at KNDYradio.com. Also in the free KNDY mobile app. Go ahead and get that downloaded so you don't have to do it during football season or any other sports season that you might like. You take us with you wherever you go, no matter where you go in this great big wide world. Marysville leads at 6-0 here in a winner-go-home opportunity versus host Concordia. Marysville will face off against Corning here. If they get a win, they will play tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Slupionic brings this one in. It's going to be a strike to Dustin Surratt. Surratt, center fielder here playing today. 8-hole hitter here for Concordia this evening brings this one in. It's going to be a 1-1 count now to the center fielder. Slupionic working fast here. Brings that one below his nose. Comes set at the belt. Kicks and deals. Brings that one in. That's going to be a bouncer. Blocked nicely there by Grant Hafley behind the plate. Behind at the count here is Slupionic 2-1, though. Needing to keep the pitch count going. Just wants to stay in a rhythm with this offense leading 6-0. Let's get them back out there just as fast as we can. 2-1 count. That's going to be a little bit low. 3-1 now. The count to the leadoff hitter for Concordia. Caleb Hansen and Joseph Henderson will follow up. If either of them get on, we're going back to the top of the order in Matthew Eubanks. 3-1 pitch. That's going to be a give me rips down the left field line right on the foul side of third base. Full count now as we go. Most pitches that Slupionic's thrown to a batter here in this contest as Surratt works this one to a full count. 3-2 count here, no outs. Brings it in. That one's driven right to second baseman. Eats up LeDuc a little bit, throws on to first, gets down on the bag, and he is out. Good stretch there by Alex Shale. Had to get off the bag about a foot on about the 10-yard throw from second base to first base, but nonetheless, it is an out and an important one. First one is always in the inning when you're working the way you are as Slupionic is. It's going to be Caleb Hansen now, former pitcher. He went himself 2 innings, gave up all 3 runs, actually gave up 4 runs as he was responsible for a runner on first before he left. 4 runs earned for his count in 2 innings, 5 walks, 2 as well, 1 strikeout and 1 hit by pitch, but now in line for the loss. Slupionic pounds this one in there on a 1-0 count. 1-1 now knocks him up in favor of the pitcher. Slupionic working fast here. Hansen takes his time outside the box, trying to throw off his rhythm. Hansen comes set now, likes the first pitch, kicks and deals, brings it in. That's going to be low and away. Count in favor of the hitter, down 2-1. Beautiful night for baseball here from Concordia. Max Blasky with you here on KNDY. Glad to have you all along on this ride. Marysville in the bottom side of this double elimination bracket as this one's grounded to shortstop. Wes Anderson picks it. There's the can of the arm thrown across. That's going to go 6-3 in the scorebooks. 2 up, 2 down here again for Slupionic. You can see that quarterback arm from Wes Anderson ripping it from deep shortstop position out there. Gets the second out of the inning. 9-hole hitter Joseph Henderson will step up to the plate now for Concordia. Still looking for their first base runner in this one. Zaklotis Slupionic has worked masterfully through the first 2 2/3. Slupionic likes the sign, brings it in, sets and deals. It's going to be a high drive in between center and left. Coming over is Smits, and he's going to claim that one for his third catch so far here today. Through 3 to go to Slupionic's face the minimum. 9 up and 9 down. Marysville leads this one 6-0 going into the top of the 4th inning.
Generations have relied on Kinsley's of Marysville, the Padden Funeral Chapel in Frankfort, Hanover Mortuary, Ward Funeral Homes of Lynn and Washington, and Landreth Axtell Funeral Home. You can continue to rely on the professional experience that they provide and the heartfelt concern that they offer each family that they serve. Caring concern in your family's time of need. Croc Family Insurance is here to help you find the right insurance products to protect what matters most to you. As an independent agency, they represent over 80 companies that allow options for the right products at the right cost. See Brian Croc today for home, auto, commercial coverage, and more. Call or stop by at 1119 Broadway, just west of the courthouse in Marysville. Find them online at crocfamilyinsurance.com. For complete coverage and a competitive quote, reach out to Croc Family Insurance in Marysville.
It's been a long afternoon for the Marysville faithful that made the trip west over here at Concordia, but it's been worth the wait here for the evening game. Marysville leads 6-0 as we go back to the top of the 4th inning. Marysville at minimum has sent 5 batters to the plate here in this game so far. That was back in the 1st inning. A big key to this Marysville offense. Let's see a lot of pitches. Let's put some onus on this Concordia defense, make them make mistakes. Not necessarily mistakes by the defense so far, but the pitching for Concordia has not been there as they did not have to face the 2 aces for Concordia here in this one, Matthew Eubanks and Braden Primo. Maddox Fry ended his day after just 2 innings, and out there now on the mound still pitching is Caleb Hansen. He's given up himself 2 runs so far in this one. Given up all 5 hits there, or 4 hits, in the third inning for Marysville. They had a 5-hit inning, a 3-run inning, left 1 on base there in the third. And we'll go back to work now with the middle of the order. Wes Anderson, who just closed out that half inning, has himself a 2 RBI single in the second, got hit by pitch in the first, so officially a 1-for-1 game so far. Takes the first pitch for a strike, high and tight. Anderson stands in there, righty-righty matchup. Hansen brings it set, comes from the belt, deals, swings it over shortstop. Shortstop charges, third baseman charges, fires over, speed of Anderson. Good stretch by the first baseman, but the speed of Wes Anderson works that one out. That's going to be his second hit here of the day, and yet again, Marysville is back in action. Other than the first inning, Marysville has got the first batter of each inning on board so far. Carter Olson, who has been the story of the tournament through the first 2 games so far here today, he's got himself an 0-for-2 game, but Marysville leads 3-0. Swings at the first pitch, that one bounces in front and bounces behind him. Kind of a funky spin on that ball. Olson is behind in the count now, 0-1. Hansen comes set with the pitch, takes a peek over to Anderson. Anderson goes off. It's going to be down and inside. Olsen back gets domed in the head. That pitch is going to go out into center fielder, and Anderson's going to move himself all the way up to third. So it's going to be a steal and a throwing error by the catcher. First error of the game by either side. Third steal already here by Marysville, and Anderson's manufactured himself all the way over to third here with no outs. Fellow Wildcat here ahead in the count, 2-1. Brings that one right to shortstop. Anderson's going to go through, and that's back-to-back errors now by the shortstop. That one goes right behind, or right between the legs of Peyton Breeze over there at short. So Olson's going to get himself the first on the error. Wes Anderson's going to come in and score a run. Unearned run is going to be issued now by Hansen on the error, but it doesn't matter. It goes back up on the board as Marysville has pushed their lead up to 7-0. Scored 3 in the second, 3 in the third, now 1 here in the fourth, still with no outs. Olson stands at first as Gavin Leduc watches the first pitch of this and bat come in for a strike. Leduc himself 1-for-2. Got himself on with a single, came around to score a run. He started that big 3-run third inning for Marysville with that single. Now Leduc sets in on the 0-1 count. Hansen comes set. There goes Olson right up the middle. That might be a tailor-made double play, but it's going to be off the shortstop again. It hit off the pitcher's mound, hit right off of that kind of artificial turf, took a funky bounce. It would have been a tailor-made double play with Olson running. Shortstop was moving to his left towards second base, could have easily doubled up, but the hit and run nonetheless puts 2 runners on here for Marysville. Not sure how they're going to score that one. I'm going to go ahead and give Leduc a hit there for that one. That would have been a tough play nonetheless with a funky bounce, not only right in front of the mound, but then it literally hit off the pitcher's mound. Marysville has runners at first and second out, still with no outs, and Ty Mosier up to bat here. Olson threatening to steal third. Speedy third baseman there. Had a very good year for the Frankfort Wildcats in their inaugural year of baseball. Got all the way to their regional championship game where they ran into a tough Mission Valley squad. Of course, Marysville all the way to a state tournament berth. Fell in first-round action, though, but with a young squad. Got a lot of experience. Here's a bunt putting down. That's a great bunt. We're going to go third, but we're going to get an out, I believe, over there at third. Forced out at third. Good idea by Mosier. But the force out at third just a little bit too far, close to home plate as it bounced right in front. Catcher was able to grab that one and go 2-6 or 2-5, on that put out. Leduc does move up to second. Mosier now stands at first as Wyatt Detweiler steps in there. He watches a strike go by, walked himself in the second inning, came around to score a run, popped out to second base in his second at-bat, still looking for his first hit. One out here for Marysville, leading 7-1 in the top of the fourth inning. That pitch pretty darn close to where the first pitch was, but this one we're going to call a ball. 1-1 now the count. Hansen takes a long look at Leduc standing there at second. That one darn near runs in and gets Detweiler. Detweiler's got to go running out of the way of that one. A little bit too inside, close for comfort for the Axtell Eagle. 2-1 now the count. 7-0 is our score, top of the fourth. Marysville put up a 3 spot in the second and third inning, put up 1 here in the fourth so far, but threatening for more. That one's inside 2 as well, as Hansen kind of gives a little bit of a Johnny Cueto shake there, propped that first leg up with a little bit of a delay on the pitch. Still a ball, didn't work, I guess, in the end game. 3-1 count now here for Detweiler. Runners on first and second. 1 out, top of the fourth. Brings that one in. That one's going to get away from the catcher right in front of home plate, though, but it doesn't matter, as Detweiler's going to get his second walk here of this contest. Alex Shale now steps up into the plate as bases are loaded for the first baseman. Ripped himself a single in his first at-bat. Ended up getting thrown out at home on a close play where he tried to come home. Probably was the right play. Nonetheless, you have to take that opportunity. Down no here in the count, 0-1. Bases loaded here, threatening. Leduc at third, Mosier at second, Detweiler at first. Big swing and a miss there by Shale as he is down in the count, 0-2. Only 1 out here for Marysville, but threatening with the bottom of the order, still up. Once again, Marysville has sent 6 here to the plate in this inning. In this contest. Here's going to be a grounder, second base. That's going to get a run. We're going to trade a run for and out, but an RBI sacrifice for Alex Shale. Drives in 1 more here for Marysville as Gavin Leduc comes down and scores. Runner advances 90 feet. That's going to be another run here for the Marysville American Legion squad as they lead 8-0. 2 errors in this inning, 2 committed by Concordia, have really hurt this pitching staff. His first pitch now to Jordan Miller is low and away for a ball. Miller officially 1 for 2 with a single and a sack. Moved those runners up in the second inning. Ended up both of them coming around to score the second and third runs for Marysville in this contest. Miller got on the third inning, got a steal, got to second, got all the way over to third after a single by Grant Hafley and came home on a wild pitch. Ahead in this count now, 2-0. Hansen comes set, kicks and deals, brings it home. That one's going to be high, 3-0. First base is open. Runners at second and third. Mosier at third. Detweiler at second. Marysville leads this one 8-0. They've led the entire way in this double elimination contest. 2 outs here. Top of the fourth inning. Hansen comes set. That one's going to get away from the catcher. Coming down from third is Mosier. It's going to be a tight play, but Mosier's up there standing. Marysville now leads this one 9-0. 3 runs each in the second, third, and fourth inning for this Marysville squad. On the fourth wild pitch committed by the Concordia pitching staff here this evening, it's been a quick one here through 4. Miller still standing there with the 3-1 pitch as it was called a strike. That one's going to be low and away, and he takes himself a walk. Ball 4 now. We'll leave runners out the corners for Grant Hafley. Third walk issued now by Hansen as Marysville just keeps this line moving. Hafley will be up. If he gets on, Landon Schmitz will have an opportunity, and if Schmitz gets on, Marysville will have batted around here in this inning. Threatening run rule 2 as well, as I believe it's 10 after 4.5. Gets ripped this one right off the shortstop's glove, does Hafley. That's going to be a hard hit single RBI 2 as well on the first pitch of the at-bat, as now as it's 10-0 here. Marysville in control of this contest. Coming down to score was Wyatt Detweiler in what looks like a Little League score sheet so far. Ninth batter of this inning, Landon Schmitz, will step up. He's officially 0 for 1, does have 2 walks and an RBI to his name. Runners at first and second. Marysville leading, drowns this one to short, though. Short's going to go across the diamond to first, and that will be 3 outs. But Marysville does their damage with 4 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors in the field, 2 men left on base. Marysville leads this one going into the bottom of the 4th inning, not 10-0.
It's that time of year. Hey, Blue Valley customers, come see us this summer at one of the county fairs to pick up your customer appreciation coupons for the 4-H food stands. Help us celebrate another year of keeping our communities connected and how much we appreciate the opportunity to serve you. Find the full schedule at bluevalley.net/summer.
Have you ever wondered what sets Sunflower Community Credit Union apart from the rest? It's the power of ownership. When you join Sunflower Community Credit Union, you're not just a customer. You're a member and an owner. Sunflower Community Credit Union is a member-owned, nonprofit financial institution that places our members' needs as our top priority. We're here to help you grow your savings, manage your finances, and achieve your dreams. Visit Sunflower Community Credit Union in Marysville, where ownership matters.
Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance, providing high-quality coverage and service, all at a competitive premium cost. Since 1888, Bremen Farmers Mutual has offered homeowner, farm owner, business owner, fire, and inland marine coverage. Dependable and affordable. See your local agent representing Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance. Learn more about the various insurance products offered by going online at bfmic.com.
Turnkey custom home builds with Inline Construction make the home building process as easy as you approving final decisions. From start to finish, let Inline tackle site preparation, foundation, framing, and finish inside and out. Lots are available at Hartley Ridge in North Marysville, or they can build on your site. Call today and get started with Inline Construction.
A dominating effort here by the Marysville offense so far in their first 2 games, Friday and Saturday morning. They were held to 10 runs. They lead here 10-0 as we go into the bottom of the 4th inning. Dakota Slupionic inside on Matthew Eubanks. This Concordia offense has not caused any threat to Slupionic, who was a Sports in Kansas honorable mention utility player for Marysville earlier this spring, as he has faced the minimum through 3, 9 up, 9 down, but falls behind Eubanks here. Bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0. 2-0 pitch coming in. That one's going to be low, too, as well. Dakota got behind 7th hitter Dustin Surratt earlier in this one, worked himself a full count, ended up grounding out to second, trying to do the same thing here. Down the count 3-0. Eubanks takes a good rip at this one. It's going to go foul, though, down the right field side, bouncing off behind us. Some lucky kid's going to get one more popsicle to end this evening. 3-1 now the count. Slupionic comes sets and deals, brings this one a little bit outside. Good hustle by Hafley to get it. No runners on base. But that's going to be the first runner Concordia has had all evening on the walk. First mishap by Slupionic so far here in this one at the top of the order. Rush Leduc will come in now. He popped up to the catcher on 3 pitches in the first inning. Eubanks decent lead over at first with this 10-0 lead. They'll just focus on the hitter. Pops this one straight up to the pitcher, does Leduc. Anderson calls off Slupionic. Pops up to short. First out of the inning on 1 pitch there after giving up the walk to Eubanks. Now Peyton Breeze will step in. He flew out to left field his first time up. as Marysville has been dominant in this one. It was 0-0 at the end of one, but then Marysville put up 3 in the second, 3 in the third, and 4 there in the top of the fourth to take this 10-0 lead. Pitch right in there for a strike. Ahead in this count here, 0-1 on the 3-hole hitter. Shortstop for Concordia, Peyton Breeze. 8th time these teams have met so far here in this season. Marysville leads this one 4-3. Snagged by Wes Anderson on a wide drive to shortstop. Quick fire over the first. Quick play, but a heck of an athletic play by Anderson over there in the hot hole. Snags that one with that left hand across his body. 2 down now here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 8 teams entered this tournament. 2 have already bowed out. Marysville trying not to be the third here tonight. Actually 3 have already bowed out. Marysville trying to play another day. Primo grounds this one to third. Across the hot corner. Up and down. Besides the blemish there for Slupionic with the walk to Eubanks. Slupionic has faced the minimum. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field. 1 man left on base. Marysville leads this one at 10-0.
Ride into summer savings with Crownover Auto Sales in Marysville. This is Andrew Crownover, and with our full selection, be ready to cruise in style and be the envy of the neighborhood with your new ride sitting in the driveway. With new arrivals daily, visit CrownoverAutoSales.com or stop by and see either me or Ethan today.
Farmers, they're the lifeblood of America. The men and women who tackle the toughest jobs to put clothes on our backs and food on our tables. They might do it quietly, but their genuine values and tireless work ethic are an inspiration to us all. Some might say farming is a thankless occupation, so that's why we're taking the time to say thanks. Farm Bureau Financial Services, protecting what matters most.
Patrick Booty in Marysville is your local agent with Marshall County, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Farm Bureau Financial Services.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Freeze CPA in Marysville has built a heritage of trust and reliability with your accounting, tax, and business advisory needs through the years. Certified public accountant Marcus Freeze, with over 25 years of experience, and his staff continue that tradition of outstanding service to you, the customer, each and every day. Freeze CPA, downtown Marysville.
At Alliance Insurance, we are all excited to announce our long-awaited move to our new location at 715 Broadway. Previously Blue River Eye Care, which is located one door east of our old location. Just look for Dottie Rose. The same personalized service you expect at our new location back on Broadway. So from Tammy, Jen, and Diana, Alliance Insurance, please give us a call for all your insurance needs. 785-562-2393.
At Reflections, you will find a treasure trove of items and gifts backed by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Shop your Hallmark Gold Crown store for the biggest selection in greeting cards, Christmas ornaments, gift wrap, home decor, and gift ideas for all your celebration and personal needs. In addition, Reflections offers custom framing services and specialized Black Squirrel products, along with your favorite K-State and KU fan gear. Shop Reflections in downtown Marysville today.
Good opportunity to remind you that every Marysville football game this fall can be found right here on AM 1570, FM 94.1, online at KNDYradio.com, and in the free KNDY FM mobile app. It's been a runaway contest here for Marysville so far. American Legion baseball squad leading this one 10-0 as we go into the top of the 5th inning. Through the first 2 games here over the weekend, and Marysville scored a combined 10 runs. They've put up 10 here in Concordia so far this evening. inning. There is going to be a pitching change and some position changes now here from Concordia, as new pitcher is Keegan Bynes. Taking over for him at first base will be Peyton Breeze as he moves from second to first. Maddox Fry, pitcher there, takes over now at second base for Concordia. So Hansen goes himself only, I think, 3 innings. As up first is Wes Anderson, gets himself a nice single split in between second and shortstop. Leads off this inning with another hit. As before mentioned, only inning that Marysville did not get the lead runner on to start the inning was that first. They went no runs, no hits. Since then, Marysville 1 hit, 3 runs in the second, 5 hits, 3 runs in the third, 1 hit, 4 runs in the fourth. Now 1 hit here to start off the 5th inning. Carter Olson steps in now to the plate, officially 0 for 2. He did reach on a throwing error in the 4th inning, but was gunned down at third base as he tried to steal on a wild pitch. Watches ball number 2 go by as he is ahead in this count 2-0. We do appreciate all the listeners back home and elsewhere, wherever you may be listening here in Marysville American Legion. We do appreciate all of you out there. Without listeners, too, want to be able to do this great job, and without our sponsors, too, as well, that you've heard from every night. We do thank you for the support throughout the season. Of course, be sure and support our local sponsors. They make it possible to have these games and all season long. Anderson takes off for second on a wild pitch, 5th one here by the Concordia staff so far here this evening, but it won't matter. No one was even covering at second base as the catcher went to fire it. Shortstop for the time being, Caleb Hansen, came running over from his position. Otherwise, Anderson would have been at third for the second time on a throwing error by the catcher in just as many innings. Bynes falls behind Olson, 3-0, walks him now on 4 straight pitches. So the Marys-Frankfurt duo comes up with 2 runners on here for Marysville, looking to extend this 10-0 lead. No outs as Gavin LeDuc will come back up to bat. He is officially 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored in the 3rd and 4th inning, as the middle of this order has been deadly for Marysville early on. Watches the first pitch be blown away for a ball. 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be darn near close to the same spot, blown away, but we're going to call that one a strike. Knots it up now at 1-1. Anderson stands at second. Olson stands at first. LeDuc now at the plate, looking to extend this 10-0 run for Marysville. Bynes takes a step off the mound, takes a look at Anderson. Anderson dives back safely. As before mentioned, 8 teams started this tournament. 3 have already been eliminated. Marysville took care of Independence in their first elimination game this morning, winning at 6-2. Corning took care of Norton 8-7. Norton about came back in that contest at the 10:30 contest. Corning then took care of Smith County in the game before ours, and here in this one, Marysville up on Concordia 10-0, looking to move on to some Sunday afternoon action from the 2A state baseball tournament in Concordia. 3-1 pitch is going to be foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. Full count now here on LeDuc. 2 runners on. Anderson got on with a single. Olson worked himself a 4-pitch walk. LeDuc now works this count full for new pitcher Bynes, as Hansen himself only went 2 full innings for Concordia before this one. Already a 3rd hitter on Bynes, and a swing and a miss by Gavin LeDuc. That's going to be the first strikeout for Bynes here today. Only the 2nd strikeout by the Marysville lineup in this evening's contest. Ty Mosier will now step in. He has reached base safely all 3 times. Once with a single, once with a walk, as he's going to ground this one to the right side into the Marysville dugout. Good job there by Leon Schmelsley over there, first base coach for the Marysville Legion team, getting on his high horse and getting that ball back in play. 0-1 now here to Mosier. Bynes comes set, brings it in, takes a peek at second, kind of saws him off to second base. That one's going to be a tough play for the second baseman, but catches that one. Pop out for to Mosier as he is retired for the first time here this evening. Wyatt Detweiler will now step to the plate. He's officially 0 for 1, but has walked twice and scored 2 runs. Now with runners at first and second, trying to continue this inning. 10-0 is your score. A 3 spot in the second, a 3 spot in the third, and 4 in the fourth for this Marysville offense. As that pitch gets away from the catcher. 6th pass ball / wild pitch so far here for Concordia in this one as runners advance 90 feet on the wild pitch. 2 ribbies out there setting for Wyatt Detweiler. Ended up going 1 for 4 with a strikeout earlier today, 0 for 3 in yesterday's contest. So far here today, 0 for 1 officially. Grounds this one to second base. Second baseman on to first. 2 men left on base for Marysville. 1 hit in the inning and no runs, no errors in the field for Concordia. Marysville still leads this one at 10-0 as we go into the bottom of the 5th inning.
There is a difference.
We've helped a lot of families own their own home. We have several options available in mortgage loans. If you're thinking of building or buying a new home, come in and see us. We're an equal housing lender. First Commerce Bank. Experience the difference. Member FDIC.
There is a difference.
In your bustling lives, we're constantly on the move from hectic commutes to family outings. Blue Valley Insurance offers comprehensive auto coverage to keep you safe on every journey. Whether you're heading to work or driving your kids to practice, we've got you covered. Visit us at convenient locations in Lynn, Greenleaf, Hanover, or Marysville for personalized auto insurance solutions tailored to your needs. Drive with peace of mind knowing you're protected by Blue Valley Insurance.
For reliable trash pickup and roll-off service, call on Temps Disposal. Containers sized to meet your needs for residential, commercial, and construction jobs. Always prompt and professional, Temps Disposal serves Marshall, Washington, and Gage counties. Let them go to work for you. If it's their weekly collection schedule or one-time pickups for construction, moving, or cleanup, Temps Disposal in Marysville is a phone call away at 785-562-5360.
Marysville Senior American Legion 3 outs away from moving on here in this tournament. Asked around, still believe it's a 10-run rule after 5th, even at tournament play. If I'm wrong, won't be the first, won't be the last time I have been so far here in my life. But Marysville trying to make it on into Sunday's action. Should they hold on and win in this one, they will face a Corning team that has won 2 games already here in elimination after losing to this Concordia team in first-round action 5-3. Back-to-back state champions. Though Iola matches up with Hiawatha tomorrow afternoon for a chance to play in the championship contest Monday afternoon at 1. This Corning team was 1 win away from winning the championship last year as they faced off against Iola. Grant Hafley's going to take that one right off the catcher's mask. Gives a nice little thumbs up over to his first base side over there. Ump's going to walk out that ball to Dakota Slupionic. Give his catcher a little bit time to catch his breath after that one came off hot off the bat of Keegan Bynes. Slupionic here behind in the count, though, 2-1 to the new pitcher for Concordia. Concordia's ran through 3 pitchers just trying to find something to stop this bleeding. Marysville started it early on the second inning. We were scoreless after 1, but 3 walks and a hit by pitch, and then a RBI single by Wes Anderson started this offense going for Marysville in the second. Bynes is going to rip one down the left field line. Outstretched Carter Olson can't quite get to that one. Quickly into the field. Good relay throw there by Wyatt Detweiler in the outfield, but now Bynes is on with an RBI single. First hit for Concordia comes in this 5th inning. Courtesy runner over there for Bynes. For the Concordia Blues, stepping in, it will be number 27, Shane Parker. Shane, not Shane, unless it is a typo on the official roster. will be the pinch runner for Barnes over there at first. Maddox Fry will now step in. He started this contest off for Concordia on the bump, only went 2 innings, allowed 4 runs on 5 walks and 1 hit by pitch, allowed 2 hits in his outing too, as well as Marysville jumped on him in that second and third inning. Slupionic comes set with the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be a ball low and away 2 as well. As Slupionic in trouble of falling behind the first 2 batters here in the 5th inning. Slupionic brings set, steals. That one's going to be fouled off. 1-2 count now to Fry. Slupionic has faced 1 over the minimum. He sat down the first 9 here, gave up a walk to Matthew Eubanks to lead off the 4th, then retired the next 3. So only at 35 pitches at the start of this inning, Slupionic is working confidently and comfortably out there on the mound. Here's a rip, though, down the right field line. That's going to be in. Pinch runner running around third. They're going to wave him home. Right fielder gets it in quickly, and then it gets away from home plate all the way to third base. Will go Maddox Fry, and we're going to live to see a few more innings here from Concordia as Concordia finally puts up their first run of the evening. That's going to be a double by Maddox Fry as he reached third, then on the throw coming home to score. The first run of the game was pinch runner Shane Parker. Of course, Parker pinched run for Keegan Bynes that started this inning off with a single. So now 2 hits and 1 run for Concordia here in the bottom of the first as they finally take the donut off the scoreboard for themselves. Marysville still with a 9-run lead, though, here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Slupionic comes set. That one's going to ride in. Has to duck out of the way is Dustin Ferret, the center fielder here this evening. Grounded out to second base in his lone plate appearance back in the 3rd. Dakota Slupionic on the mound for Marysville needs to settle down here after giving up a hit. And then a double with runner Maddox Fry advancing to third on the throw home. Slupionic gets a strike in there, evens up this count now at 1-1. Brings it in, grounded out to Olson as that base eats him up, gets into left field. So now all of a sudden Concordia scores 2 runs, cuts this deficit now down to 10-2. Dakota Slupionic still on the mound, just needs to settle down here, get himself 3 more outs, and Concordia doing all of this with no outs so far. An RBI single there for Dustin Surratt on their second hit of this 5th inning. Pitch now to Caleb Hansen, acting shortstop now for the Concordia Blues. Will watch the ball go low and away. On pitch number 1, this one's going to be on the inside corner, in for a strike, and Slupionic needs to find this strike zone again. Still with no outs here, bottom of the 5th. 8-run lead, though, but no lead is safe here at this tournament. We've seen it all weekend long. Here's going to be a drive over the head of Olson, just like that. Concordia in some action here. Detweiler a little trouble with it in left field, but keeps it in front of him. And now 3 straight hits, or make that 4 straight hits for Concordia, has got this offense in a roll now. As that move Hansen up to first, over to second, will go Surratt, and head coach John Hafley is going to come out and have a talk with his starting pitcher, Dustin Slupionic. Wes Anderson, Landon Schmidt, I believe, all pitched on Friday, including Wyatt Detweiler, who took the loss. This is just going to be a quick little visit from head coach Hafley. He let Gavin Leduc go the entire way yesterday after Leduc gave up 2 runs in the first inning, decided to settle himself down after giving up those first 2 runs to the first 3 batters of the game. Since that little meeting Hafley had, retired the next 3 and went on to retire the next however many batters that is to make it scoreless through the end of the game. Got himself out of some pickles too, as well as a second and third in the 5th inning. Now Slupionic looking to do the same here. This pitch is going to be down in the dirt to Joseph Henderson. Henderson popped out to Detweiler and left his first time up in the 3rd, closed out that 3rd. Slupionic looks to find his rhythm yet again. 1-0 count in favor of the batter runner at second and third. Concordia with 4 hits, 2 runs here through this 5th inning. Here's going to be a Steyer towards Olson at third. Good running catch by Carter Olson as he had to go a long way over the shoulder catch for the first out here of the 5th inning. But as we always mention, a big first out is always the most important one. Slupionic gets it there with a 9-hole hitter. Now back to the top of the order and the dangerous part of this Concordia order. Matthew Eubanks, Division II prospect for Concordia, steps into the batter's box. He's officially 0-for-1 with a pop out and a walk in the 4th inning. Eubanks, though, with 2 on, opportunity to cut into this 10-2 lead for Marysville. Here's going to be a pitch that's going to low and inside for a ball. Slupionic right there with the pitching, just needs to take a little breath. This by far his longest inning, as he has now seen 6 batters here in this half inning. There's going to be a pitch a little bit off the black, low and outside. 2-0 count in favor of the hitter. Inning started out with a single by Bynes, followed up by a single by Maddox Fry. Pinch runner ended up coming to score in from Bynes. Here's going to be a ripper down the right field line. It's going to go well foul, though, off the top of the opposite field dugout. Fry ripped himself a double. That drove in the base runner for Bynes. Dustin Surratt followed that up with a single. Caleb Hansel followed that up with a single as they set it second and first now respectively, as the 2-1 pitch is going to be low and outside 2 as well to Eubanks. 3-1 count now on the leadoff hitter for Concordia. 2 men on. Curtis Slupionic still with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and that one's going to be low and away too as well. So now bases are loaded here for the Concordia squad, and 2-hole hitter Rush Leduc coming up. Leduc popped up to the catcher, popped up to the shortstop. His first 2 times up has only seen 3 pitches so far, 4 pitches so far from Slupionic. Slupionic comes, sets, and deals. That one's going to be low, and Slupionic missing low and away here in this 5th inning, laboring a little bit as he's trying to get these 2 outs. 1 out so far here. Top of the 5th, Marysville still leads this one 10-2, but in threat of giving this nice cushionable lead up here in the later innings. Second straight one now is a miss. Just looking for a strike. 2-0 is the count. Curtis Slupionic comes set underneath the chin, kicks and deals out of the stretch. That one's going to not be a strike. Marysville faithful here wanting a strike, but now 5 straight balls thrown by Slupionic as he's lost his strike zone here in the 5th inning. Trying to find it here with this pitch. 3-0, that's going to be a give me right down the middle. Missing low, though, so far. Not giving Concordia too terribly much to hit. All of these hits have kind of been golf swing-type hits, reaching low in the zone for them. Perfect opportunity now for a double play with the bases loaded. Slupionic brings home the 3-1. This one's going to be fouled back. Full count now here on the 2-hole hitter, Rush Leduc. 3-2 is the count. 1 out now, bottom of the 5th inning. Concordia already with 2 runs here in the 5th on 4 hits. Slupionic brings it. That's going to be a foul ball straight back into the net. Leduc lives to see another day. Slupionic throwing strikes yet again. Just going to need to pound that one in there. Let your defense do what they have done all game long. Slupionic, no strikeouts so far. Lets that defense do what they're supposed to do. Comes set with a 3-2 pitch. Kick, steals. That one's going to be low and away. Will walk in a run. So an RBI walk now for Rush Leduc. Everyone moves up 90 feet as Dustin Surratt comes in to score the run. 3rd run now here in the inning, surrendered by Slupionic.
Number 12, Peyton Breeze at the plate with 1 out.
4 hits so far allowed by Slupionic, all in this inning. All 3 runs, too, as well, as Peyton Breeze, your 3-hole hitter, will step into the plate. Now playing first base for Concordia, started off at second. First pitch to him is low and away yet again. Slupionic needs to get this ball just a little bit higher as he's behind in the count yet again 2-0. Bases still loaded here for Concordia. 1 out, looking for a double play. That's low again. As Slupionic has been a miss since he got hit with the first three batters, coughed up the 9-hole hitter for the first out, but since then has not been able to find the strike zone. Marysville still clinging to a 10-2 lead, but no lead is safe here in this tournament, especially with host Concordia behind their home crowd. Slupionic brings home the 3-0. That one's going to be a good frame job by Grant Hafley behind the plate, calls it a strike. Just looking to get this ball in there is Slupionic. 3-1 now your count to your 3-hole hitter for Concordia. That one's in there for a strike. Full count now for Breeze, where that pitch needed to be just a little bit higher. Slupionic trying to find that strike zone again. Full count, back-to-back batters now that have worked a full count. Here's going to be a rip down the left field line. That ball's high. That ball's foul, though, as it goes off the wall out there. Detweiler did a good job of getting after that one, but Peyton Breeze was setting dead red as we about saw the first home run of this tournament. It would have been a grand salami, too, as well for Concordia, but Dalton Slupionic lives to fight another day. Bases loaded here. All 4 hits for Concordia in this inning. All 3 runs here in this inning, too, as well. Bases still loaded, 1 out. Breeze full count. Slupionic comes set from the belt. Kicks and deals, brings that one in. That one's going to be just high, as the Marysville faithful didn't like that one either. Brings in the 4th run here for Concordia, and I think that's going to do it for Slupionic, as John Hafley is going to take that long walk out there to the pitcher's mound. So Slupionic cruised through the first 4 innings, found some trouble in the 5th, and I believe we're going to have a pitching change now. When we come back, we're going to take a timeout. We'll bring it back after this one.
Napa know-how.
Locally owned, locally operated, your Napa Parts store in Marysville offers Napa parts and accessories, plus the tools, equipment, and supplies you need to get every job done right the first time. The right tools at the right price, plus Napa know-how. From your locally owned and locally operated Napa Parts store in Marysville, Enan's Automotive.
Napa know-how.
Right now, 1 in 3 drivers is cruising around in a state of skepticism about just how much value their car insurance company is delivering. If you're one of them, State Farm agent John Bannister can help you get to a better state. He'll talk with you, listen to you, and help put together a policy that has you written all over it. From cost to coverage, see John Bannister, 1022 Broadway in Marysville today, and get to a better state.
When you rollers send for Schroller.
For complete body repair, see Jeff at Schroller Collision Center. A family business for several generations, let Jeff and his quality crew help you with your auto needs. Schroller Collision Center, 701 Carolina, 562-3546.
New pitcher in here for Marysville will be Jordan Miller. Dakota Slupionic takes himself through 4 1/3, really cruised through the first 4 innings, but ran into trouble here in the 5th. Gave up all 4 hits, all 4 runs so far, has 2 walks in that 4th inning, too, as well as Concordia still has the bases loaded. 10-4 is your score. Jordan Miller coming in now with relief, facing 4-hole hitter Braden Primo, who has grounded out to third base both of his times up. First pitch, though, to Primo is going to be tight and inside, down for a ball. Jordan Miller, your DH here tonight, now taking over pitching duties. That one's going to be low and outside, too, as well, as Marysville has just been missing low on the strike zone. Needing to throw a strike here down to the count 2-0. That one's ripped left field. Detweiler on top of that one. Down in. That one's going to drive in a run. Runners advance from home. Throw down to second. Gets away from the second baseman. Goes running into right field. Runners advance now up 90 feet as Concordia will have second and third as Primo drives in a sacrifice RBI. Coming down to score was Matthew Eubanks. And it's going to be a throwing error by left fielder Wyatt Detweiler that moves runners up to second and third. Does get the second out, but Concordia's cut this lead in half. It is now 10-5 as Concordia has batted around here in this fifth inning. The man that started it all with the single, Keegan Bynes, now back up there with runners at second and third. Top of the fifth inning seems to be the trouble one here for Marysville in this one. 1-0 count. Bynes rips into this one left field. It's going to be far foul, though, as count works out itself 1-1. Marysville's pitching staff has been missing down in this one. Dakota Slupionic did a good job of staying out of trouble through the first four, but in this fifth inning gave up all 4 runs and now has given up all 5 with that run driven in. He's still responsible for the men at second and third. Miller brings this one set, grounded foul, as now Miller is ahead in the count for the first time here in this contest. First time here in this half inning, should I say, a Marysville pitcher is ahead in the count. 1-2 count. Miller to Bynes, the man that started it all for Concordia. Miller takes a deep breath out of the stretch, brings this one up, and gets a big strikeout of Keegan Bynes. First strikeout for Jordan Miller, but it's not due without the damage that Concordia did. They drive in 5 runs on 4 hits, leave 2 men left on base, and 1 error in the field by left fielder Wyatt Detweiler, as all of a sudden we have got ourselves a ball game here in Concordia. What was a 10-0 lead for Marysville has dwindled down to 10-5 as we go in to the top of the 6th. John Hafley meets his team at first base, gives them a pep talk. We'll see how they turn out offensively when we come back after this break.
Kickafer and Bussing, certified public accountants in Marysville and now in Seneca, are qualified and available to assist you with all of your income tax and accounting needs. Stop by and visit Ken Kickafer, Kent Bussing, or their staff of certified public accountants and paraprofessionals. For prompt and friendly service, contact Kickafer and Bussing at their 2 locations, 1100 Broadway in Marysville at 562-2100 or 508 Main Street in Seneca at 336-2400 to set up an appointment. Kickafer and Bussing, where quality begins.
So it was a comfortable pitching performance for Dakota Slupionic and this Marysville squad. Probably turned into the worst nightmare that you can expect in the 5th inning. Thank goodness this Marysville offense decided to get their bats going here in this one, because now they lead only by 5, which you say only by 5. Well, that's a lot. That is still not an insurmountable run deficit that this Concordia team can overcome. Concordia just put up 5 runs in the top of the 5th inning on 4 hits, 2 men left on base, 1 error in the field for Concordia. But it was the walks and the hits. Dakota Slupionic just could not find the groove. Like we mentioned, groove through 4 innings pretty solidly. Just couldn't get that second and third out as the inning started with a Keegan Bynes single, followed that up with a Maddox try double, a Dustin Surratt single that led to an RBI, a Caleb Hansen single, so 4 straight hits to start that 5th inning before Slupionic was able to get a out. Ended up going 3 more batters, walked 2 of them, and including a thrower error on the left fielder, allowed Concordia to get 5 runs in that 5th inning. But a Marysville offense that has been on the bench now for quite a while will get an opportunity to get right back out there with Alex Shale here in this one. Alex Shale will step in now, officially 1-for-2. He did have a single in the 3rd inning, struck out looking his first time up in the 2nd, got an RBI sac fly in the 4th, goes swinging and missing at this first pitch here to start the top of the 6th inning. Marysville looking for a little insurance run, looking for this pitching staff to calm down too as well. Bynes still out there on the mound, 3rd pitcher here tonight for Concordia as he got the final 3 outs, or came out for the top of the 5th. He faced 5 batters, ended up leaving 2 men on base as Marysville so far here tonight has left 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 players on base. Alex Shale grounds out to second base. 4-3 is going to be the official call on that one. Now Jordan Miller will step into the plate. He was your DH to start this contest. Now he's been thrown into pitching duties here in the later innings. That pitch is going to be down and away for Bimes. Hard-throwing right-hander, stands in there tall and big, going about 6'2", 200 pounds. Bimes comes set at the chest, kicks and delivers. That one's going to ride in, almost clip Miller there on the chin strap. Miller quickly dunks out of the way, though, heading this count here 2-0. Trying to work a count, get another run in. Marysville leads this one 10-5, takes a swing and a miss. 2-1 now. The count as Miller takes himself a whack at a fastball. Couldn't catch up to that one. Miller hits both sides of the plate, stands in there tall on the right-handed side. Bimes steps in, brings it in. That one's going to be high and tight, too, as well. 3-1 the count. Alex Shale started off this inning with a ground out to the second baseman. Jordan Miller now works his count 3-1. Bimes comes set at the belt, kicks, deals, brings in the 3-1. It's grounded right back to Bimes. It's going to be a slow runner for the shortstop. Tough play at first. Shortstop makes that play on a good throwing arm by Caleb Hansen. That was going to be a close play nonetheless. 2 outs now for Marysville. To the top of the order they go. Grant Hafley is going to get an opportunity now here. As you can feel, the momentum is switched to the Concordia side of this stadium. Bimes quickly down with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Marysville working with 2 outs here. Still with a 10-5 lead. Jordan Miller will come back out to pitch, I believe. Will need to throw himself some solid innings for the last 6 out of the contest. Hafley watches that one buzz by his chin strap yet again, as Bimes has missed high and tight a few times now with that big, powerful fastball. Bimes comes set, kicks, deals, brings that one. That's going to be low and outside, bouncing back to the backstop. As Hafley takes a little walk outside, catcher comes out to talk with Bimes a little bit, maybe a little miscommunication there on the pitch count. I want to give a thank you to all the listeners out there listening to this contest. Big thank you to our sponsors, as you've heard them all evening long, all morning long, too, in our first game here on Saturday. Marysville in this bottom side of the bracket trying to stave off elimination, win one more game to live to play until Sunday. Hafley watches that one go by his chin strap yet again, as Bimes is just trying to power that one through, probably up there about 80 miles an hour, but uncontrollable is that fastball here for Bimes. 3-0 as Hafley is in control. Watches this one come inside. It's going to be a little give-me strike on the inside part. Hafley thought about pulling the trigger, but couldn't catch up to that one. It's now 3-1. Marysville still leads 10-5, but Concordia just put up a 5 spot in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hafley checks, swing. He did not swing, and that is going to be a walk as Grant Hafley reaches first now with 2 outs. First walk issued now by Bimes here in this one. Got the first 2 outs of the inning. Now the top of the order. Landon Schmitz will step in. Officially 0 for 2. 2 walks to his name, though. 1 RBI in the 2nd inning. Speedy outfielder. Was 1 for 3 in this morning's game. 0 for 4 in Friday's. Looking for a big hit here. Can move Grant Hafley over. Another inside pitch is going to be called a ball. As Bimes powerful with that fastball, but out of control so far here today. Bimes brings this one in, takes a peek at Hafley over at first base, brings it set. This one's going to be grounded right back to Bimes. Bimes can't get to it. Shortstop bobbles it, and it's going to be an E6, allowing Smelsley to reach. An E6 there, allowing Smelsley to reach first base. So now Marysville with runners at first and second, and the patient Wes Anderson stepping up. He drove in 2 runs in the second with an RBI single. Came around with singles in the 4th and 5th innings, too. Looks at this one go high off the catcher's glove. No advancement by the runners. Anderson ahead in this count now. 1-0. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Concordia just put up 5 in the bottom of the 5th. Cut this lead down 10-5 is your score. Marysville working with 2 outs here. Anderson takes a rip at this one. That's going to be fouled down the third baseline. Brings our count even now at 1-1. Beautiful evening for some baseball here in Concordia. Marysville trying to stave off elimination, play for one more day. Tell to Hiawatha in opening round action defeated Independence earlier today, now leading Concordia 10-5. That's going to be a low strike call. Marysville fans not happy with that one. Strike zone's getting a little tight here late in this contest. Anderson behind in the count 1-2. Here's going to be a fastball coming high and tight. That it is. Anderson fouls this one off down the right-hand side, though. It's going to be a foul ball. Anderson a little bit behind that one. Will live to fight another day. Protected with 2 strikes. That's all the Frankfort Wildcat can do here. Runners at first and second. Grant Hafley stands at second. Landon Schmitz at first, reached on an error by the shortstop. Vines comes set. Kick, steals. That one's over the head of Anderson. Catcher chases Hafley back to second base. Count now evens up at 2-2. Trying to throw that 90-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle. Vines has been a little out of control here in this one. Vines takes a look at Hafley at second, brings it home. That one's going to be fouled off. That was ball number 3, but Anderson stays alive to see one more pitch. Takes a peek at the bat. Quick fastball being thrown by Vines. 10-5 is our score. 2-2 the count, 2 outs here, top of the 6th inning. Dead at the belt. Back goes Hafley at second base. Good job. Not a big lead by either runner here. No threat to steal right now with these 2 outs. Little bloop single would drive in one more run. Give Marysville an extra insurance run, leading here by 5. Anderson swings and misses, though, at a fastball low and away. And that's going to end the bid for Marysville. In the 6th inning, it's going to be no hits, no runs, 2 men left on base, as now Marysville has left 11 on base here in this contest. Coming back out to pitch will be Jordan Miller, looking to shut down this Concordia offense that just threw up a 5 spot in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 6th when we come back. Marysville 6 outs away, trying to get it done here in the Class 2A state tournament in Concordia.
Fresh as fresh can be, Papa Dave's Veggies are garden fresh and available each Saturday morning at the Farmers Market in Marysville. Pick of the crop with guaranteed fresh, all locally grown garden produce. Catch Dave Bruna Saturday mornings at the Marysville Farmers Market or stop by the garden on North 6th Street. His phone number 785-562-6341.
You've depended on KNDY Radio to get all your local news, weather, and sports updates. Now you can depend on KNDYradio.com as well, where you can find everything you've heard, missed, and more. Let KNDY keep you informed when severe weather strikes, and listen to your area high school football and basketball broadcasts even if you're miles away from home with our Listen Live feature. You can also look to KNDYradio.com for school closings when the weather's rough. Make KNDYradio.com your number one source for everything local and so much more.
Concordia back to action after a 5 spot in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jordan Miller back out there for Marysville, and might be what this pitching staff needs for the Marysville Senior American Legion squad. Let's just settle down here, boys, and throw some strikes. Dakota Slupionic pitched a masterful 4 innings, ran into some trouble there at the bottom of the 5th, started the inning off with 4 straight hits, allowed 4 straight runs too as well. All Marysville needs to do here, let's throw some strikes. Let's use that defense that we did in the first 4 innings as Jordan Miller back out there after closing out the 5th. It will be Maddox Fry, second baseman out there now for Concordia. He is officially 1-for-2. Did have that double on the second hit of that 5th inning, and there's a strike and a swing and a miss thrown by Jordan Miller. Miller gets quickly back on the mound. Lengthy righty takes a peek inside. 1 step high, leg kick, sets, deals. That one's going to be high for a ball. 1-1. Fry just got himself a hittable pitch on a 1-1 count in that fifth, drove it into a double. Here's going to be a pop right field. Going back, reaching for it. Ty Mosier. Mosier clips it out number one here in this sixth inning. Outfield for Marysville defensively has been excellent this weekend. Going around the horn, it's been Wyatt Detweiler in left, Landon Schmitz in center field, and Ty Mosier in right. They have made some spectacular plays, saved a few runs to here this weekend, but more importantly, just made those easy plays, just like that one by Mosier. Dustin Surratt now sets in there. Strike one thrown. Back-to-back batters now with a strike one opportunity thrown by Jordan Miller. Miller comes set now with the 0-1 pitch. Pitch count in his favor. Brings that one. That's going to be low and away. Pretty darn good pitch if you ask me. 1-1 though the count. Miller sets now with the 1-1 count. One out already right here in the bottom of the sixth. Miller brings this one in. Over through that one a little bit low again. That's where Slupionic was missing too as well. Miller needs to bring it up a little bit in the zone. Miller now on the 1-2 count. Brings this one in. That one's going to ride inside as Surratt spins away from that one. Count in the favor of batter 3-1. Marysville had a 10-0 lead going into the bottom of the fifth inning. Concordia came through with 5 runs. That one's going to drop in front of left fielder Wyatt Detweiler. Back-to-back hits now for Dustin Surratt. First hit here now, and this is where the trouble began. The last inning, too, as well. Bottom of this order, Caleb Hansen, 1 for 2, single and a run scored, grounded out to short in his first attempt in the third inning. Mentioned it in the opening, this is the 8th time these teams have faced off this year. Marysville leads the season series 4-4, but that makes it for an interesting pitching matchup when you've seen these pitchers this many times. Pitch is going to be right in there for a strike. All 3 batters now. Miller has gotten ahead of the count 0-1. Surratt stands at first after that hard hit single right in front of left field. Miller takes a peek over there, comes set with the sign from the stretch. From the belt, stands, waits. We're waiting again, brings this one home. That's going to be a pitch low and inside. Ball number 1. Good frame, though, job there by Grant Hafley. Couldn't quite get the call from Blue behind the plate. 10-5 is your score. Bottom of the sixth inning. Quick throw over to first base, trying to keep Surratt on first. Not much of a lead there by the runner, but good as threat to steal at any time. Marysville looking for a double play here to get out of the bottom of the sixth inning. Surratt with one little lean over to second base will not go. Here's going to be a pop fly right side. That's going to be a foul ball out of play. Miller now ahead in the count 1-2. Miller gets back onto the mound now. Wants to talk to his catcher, Grant Hafley, as they go out to discuss this 1-2 pitch. Good opportunity to remind you that not only this game, but every game from this weekend and every game that KNDY calls is online, listenable anytime at KNDYradio.com. Underneath the podcast tab, you can go back and listen to any contest, whether it be from state basketball last year or football season coming up. Check out KNDYradio.com. 1-2 pitch here. Miller to Hansen brings this one home. That's going to be a looking strike on Caleb Hansen. First swing and a miss, or first strikeout by Miller here in this one. Actually, second strikeout already here for Miller in 4 batters, and it will bring up Josh Henderson, left fielder. He is 0 for 2 so far today. Popped out to left, popped up the short 2 as well. Runner at first, Dustin Surratt after the single. Decent little lead, not stealing. This one's going to be ripped over the head of Wes Anderson. Detweiler quickly on it in left field, but Concordia back in action here with runners on first and second. Second hit here of the inning. Concordia threatening again. They put up a 5 spot in the bottom of the 5th. 2 runners on here, bottom of the 6th inning. 2 outs, though. Jordan Miller looking for 1 more as the top of the order rolls back around. Matthew Eubanks standing up there, officially 0 for 1. 2 walks to his name. Did come around and score in that 5-run 5th inning. Miller comes set with the 0-0. That one's going to be high and tight. Ball number 1. You can feel the shift in momentum here change after that 5th-run inning. Miller doing a good job, though, controlling his pitches here early on. Takes a peek at second, brings this one in. Here's a pop fly, right field. Coming in is Mosier. Mosier's got it in his sights, and he grasps it for the 3rd and final out of the 6th inning. Ty Mosier with 2 big catches in that 6th keeps Concordia scoreless as we go to the top of the 7th. No runs on 2 hits. 2 men left on base for Concordia in that half inning. No errors in the field. As we go to the top of the 7th, Marysville still leads this one 10-5.
Outstanding capacity, innovation, and the industry's highest density come together in a New Holland roll belt round baler, available from KNDY in Marysville. Whether you make 4x5 foot, 4x6 foot, or 5x6 foot bales, there's a roll belt right for you. All models feature wide, durable pickups and smooth feeding systems for faster baling. Integrated precision solutions help you make smart baling decisions on the go. Stop by KNDY in Marysville.
Have you ever wondered what sets Sunflower Community Credit Union apart from the rest? It's the power of ownership. When you join Sunflower Community Credit Union, you're not just a customer. You're a member and an owner. Sunflower Community Credit Union is a member-owned, nonprofit financial institution that places our members' needs as our top priority. We're here to help you grow your savings, manage your finances, and achieve your dreams. Visit Sunflower Community Credit Union in Marysville, where ownership matters.
3 more outs for Marysville to increase this lead. They lead 10-5, but Concordia put up a 5 spot, so no lead is safe going into the final frame of this one. It was nothing after the 1st inning. Marysville put up 3 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 4 in the 5th. Thought this game was going to wrap up there at the 5th, but Concordia did not want their season to end as they put up 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, as no lead has been safe here at this Class 2A state baseball tournament in Concordia. Top side of the bracket tomorrow afternoon. 2-seeded Hiawatha will meet back-to-back state champs and top seed Iola at 3 o'clock. And Marysville vying to win one more game. We'll play tomorrow afternoon if they can hold on to this lead. But looking for some more insurance runs here as we go into the 7th inning. Carter Olson will step into the bag. Officially so far here today, 0 for 1. Drives this one center field. It's going to drop in for a hit for his first hit. He's on his horse for second. He's going to be in there with a stand-up double and a big hit for the Frankfort Wildcats as he puts Marysville in action here with no outs in the 7th inning. Olson, the lone offensive bright spot for Marysville over this weekend. He was 2 for 2 earlier this morning, 3 for 3 on Friday, came in 0 for and that at bat, and drives in himself into scoring position with one swing of the bat here at the top of the 7th inning. And now will be Gavin Leduc who drives one to center fielder. Center fielder got a decent jump, but it's going to get over his head. Error in center field. Olson's going to come around to score. It's going to be called a single for Leduc as he drives in a run and an RBI. Marysville puts up one more here in the top of the 7th. A big insurance run and a big hit by Gavin Leduc. 2 pitches, 1 run brought in by Marysville here. Big hitting by this offense as Leduc ends up at second on that throw home. Ty Mosier will now step in. 2 big blocks, and he takes that one right off the hit as now Marysville filling it. We've got runners at first and second here, top of the 7th. Still no outs here. Looking for more insurance and looking for one more day to play on a Sunday. 11-5 now your score. Marysville's first run in 3 innings. Looking to keep this going with the bottom of the lineup. Wyatt Detweiler will now step into the plate. Officially 0-for-2. Does have 2 walks, 2 runs scored, though. Does the speedy Detweiler. Takes that one high and inside for ball number 1. Thank you all for tuning in late night here. If you caught us at the first game, we're going into hour number 2 here of our second game today. Both games 12 hours apart as we were here at 8 a.m. this morning. Had an 8:39 first pitch here in game number 2 of this Saturday. But we don't want to spend it any other way. Calling some Marysville American Legion for you here on KNDY. Detweiler stands in there, taking that strike. It's going to be now count 2-1, still in favor of the batter. Olson led off this top of the 7th with a double. Gavin LeDuc drived him in with a single and advanced to second on the throw home. Ty Mosier now stands at first after he took a fastball off the rib cage. Wyatt Detweiler now with a full count, 2-2. More runs the batter, 11-5 our score. Pimes brings this one in. That's going to be low and away. Works the count full. Good eye by Detweiler. An exceptional eye by the Axtell Eagles so far here in this tournament. Looking to work the bases loaded with no outs. 3-2 pitch coming in. That one's going to be in the dirt. Runners advance 90 feet. Third walk drawn here by Wyatt Detweiler in this contest, as now Marysville has the bases loaded with no outs in the top of the 7th, and Keegan Bynes and that fastball cannot find the strike zone here in this final frame of the contest. Alex Shale will now step in, opportunity to drive in his second and possible third RBI of the contest. Drove in one in the 4th with a sac fly, 1 strikeout, 1 ground out to his name. This one's going to go right. The shortstop eats him up. Second error now on the shortstop is coming home for 2, diving at first, in there safe for a second run was Ty Mosier, coming around all the way from second to score. Marysville has put up a 3 spot here in the 7th inning to regain this lead, 13-5 in the final frame. Big RBI there by Alex Shale on the first pitch. 2 RBIs on that run. Now Jordan Miller, the man that's come in and closed the door on Concordia, came in on relief of Dakota Slupionic, who cruised through 4, ran into trouble in the 5th after 4 straight hits. Jordan Miller has come in, pitched admirably in the 5th and 6th. Grounds this one to shortstop, though. Crowds hard over to first. It's going to advance runners 90 feet, though. Put runners at the corners. As Detweiler now stands at third, Shale now stands at second. 13-5 our score here in the top of the 7th. Still only 1 out as Jordan Miller gets the sacrifice. Grant Hafley will step back up to the plate. Already a second error by the shortstop here in this contest. 3 errors unofficially by Concordia in this contest, while Hafley watches a pitch go by for a first pitch strike. Bynes comes set with the 0-1. Pops this one over the second baseman head. That's going to drive in 1 run. That's going to drive in just 1 run. As coming across to score, Wyatt Detweiler comes down from third, moves Alex Shale up to third. An successful at-bat there for Grant Hafley. Gets himself his second RBI of this contest. Landon Schmitz will now come up to bat, and it looks like that's going to be it for Bynes. Pitching change here for Concordia, trailing this one 14-5. Bynes is going to move himself, I believe, back over to first base. Shane Parker is going to come into the contest. Not exactly for sure who yet, but we'll get that figured out right after this quick 30-second break. Marysville leads 14-5 going into the top of the 7th inning.
The supplies you choose when replacing or rebuilding after a storm matter just as much as who you call to do the job. Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber carry the highest quality building materials when you need them. From shingles to storm doors, roofing and siding, paint and lawn to finish the job, and always ready for pickup. Save time, save money, save worry after the storm. From start to finish, all in one stop. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today.
So pitching change here for the Concordia squad. It is going to be number 27, Shane Parker, coming in onto the mound now. Only one out here, top of the seventh. He's going to inherit runners at first and third. That'll be Alex Shale standing at third, Grant Hafley standing at fourth. First, Hafley just drove in his second RBI of the contest with the single. First batter of this inning, Carter Olson ripped himself a double in between right and center field. Gavin Leduc put himself in single position with a single between left and center. Got Olson all the way over to third. Ty Mosier came around with a run and a hit. Wyatt Detweiler worked himself a walk. Then after that, and a 2 RBI single by Alex Shale has us where we stand now, 14-5, as we play at top of the seventh inning. It's been a heart-racing last 2 innings. Marysville held a comfortable lead going into the bottom of the fifth, 10-0. They were 3 outs away from finishing this one early, but Concordia came back with a 5 spot as Schmitz takes a good rip, fouls this one straight back behind in the count, 0-2. Concordia got themselves 5 runs in the bottom of the fifth. Felt the momentum shift here, but now 4 runs in the top of the seventh inning by Marysville has them up back by 9. Taking off for second is Hafley. Hafley's down to second. Ball gets away from shortstop in there safely with a steal. 4th steal of the evening for Marysville in this second game here today. It's been a long day for the Marysville faithful, but it's been a productive one here in game number 2. 0-2 pitch is going to be down and low. That's going to be now a 2-2 count. Excuse me on that pitch count. 2-2 now to Landon Schmitz, looking for his first official hit here in this contest. Officially 0-4-2. Reached on 2 walks in the first inning. Takes a swinging strike at this one. Throw down to first to get the out. But coming down from third is Alex Shale, scoring another run as this lead bumps right back up to 10 for Marysville. It is now a 5-run 7th inning for the Marysville American Legion squad. Substitution out in left field, 2 for Concordia. 31 for 15 in will come Connor Novak into left field. Out will go Caleb Hansen out there. So Hansen's day is done, as Hansen was the starting pitcher here, or the second pitcher used by Concordia in this contest. Concordia pitchers just couldn't find an answer for this Marysville offense in the second and third inning as Wes Anderson steps back up to the plate. 9th batter to come around for Marysville here in the top of the 7th. Entered this inning leading 10-5, but now have put up a 5 spot here to get that 10-run lead back, which they held after the 4th inning. 2 straight balls now to the smooth fielding shortstop from Frankfort, Wes Anderson. So far here today, 3, 4, 5 officially. Rips this one down the third base line. I was looking down at my score sheet, not for sure exactly what happened. Standing over there on third, Grant Hafley ducked out of the way. About got his own base runner there on a hard contact ball. Nonetheless, Anderson's going to stay ahead in this count, 2-1. 2-1 pitch now to Anderson. Watches this one down and away. 3-1 now the count. Coming up for Concordia in the bottom of the 7th, it will be the middle of the order. 2-hole hitter Rush Leduc, Peyton Breeze, and Braden Primo. Anderson grounds this one to short, across the diamond. Out. No, it's not. Bobbled by the first baseman. An error again. Third error by the shortstop here today for Concordia as a run comes in. Hafley down from third base. It is now 16-5 here in the top of the 7th inning as Carter Olson, who started this inning off with a screaming double to right center fielder, will step back up here with the runner at second in Wes Anderson. That one's going to be a high strike called on Olson. Little high and tight for the liking of him as he backs out of the way, but Blue's going to call it a strike nonetheless. Marysville with an 11-run lead now here in the top of the 7th inning. Concordia coming up bottom of the 7th. They did throw up 5 runs in the 5th, so no lead is safe against this Concordia squad. But when Marysville comes back out on the field, they will be 3 outs away from moving on to Sunday baseball tomorrow afternoon. This pitch is going to get away from the catcher. Anderson's going to move up to third base now on the wild pitch. It has been an opposite of an error-free day for Concordia in the field. That's now pass ball or wild pitch number 7 for the Concordia Blues team here today. Already 5 errors in the field, 2 as well, 3 of them by the shortstop, 1 in each of the last 3 innings. Olson steps out of the box, and this one still in the count 2-1 after that one got away from the catcher. Marysville leads 16-5, top of the 7th. Brings this one in, and he's going to walk. 4-pitch walk now for Olson as Marysville keeps this line moving. Gavin Leduc came up with a big single to drive Olson home to lead off this inning. Give Marysville an all-important insurance run. Just keeps it going here in the top of the 7th. Pitcher for Concordia looking off into the dugout, looking for a sign. Runners at the corners. Anderson at third, Olson at first. Here's the pitch to the righty, Gavin Leduc, inside and low, ball number 1. Olson takes off for second. Swing and a miss from Leduc, but Olson's going to be in there with a stand-up steal. 5th steal of the evening for Concordia. First steal for Olson here in this one. There's going to be a grounder right back up the middle, past the shortstop. Shortstop digs it, though, backhands, throws to first, gets Leduc out on a close play over at first. The damage is done by the Marysville squad as they put up 6 runs on, give me a second here, 3 hits in the top of the 7th. 2 men left on base, 1 error in the field, but Marysville leads this one 16-5. They are 3 outs away from moving on to play Sunday baseball here at the state tournament.
Hop in, let's go to Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
Skip the drive. Come see us right here in Marysville, Kansas. At Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, you'll find the same honest sales experience backed by the same reliable service. With the same goals in mind, our Marysville location is sure to provide you with a satisfying vehicle experience. Find us on Facebook or stop in at 1122 Pony Express Highway today.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford lately?
Hey, farmers and ranchers, ready for planting season? Need a fuel buddy who's got your back? Kramer Oil is here for you. From Marysville to Jamestown, Longford, and everywhere in between, our 13 card lock locations keep you running smooth from sunup to sundown. Say goodbye to running on empty during planting. With Kramer Oil, you get reliable fuel services that fit just right with your farm's needs. Kramer Oil, powering your farm's success. Your go-to for fuel in Kansas and Nebraska.
Working into hour number 2 here from Concordia in the last game of the afternoon. We started at 8 a.m. We're finishing it off here past 10:30 as Jordan Miller will get back onto the bump here. Glad to have you all along here on KNDY Radio. Max Blosky with the call here from Concordia the last couple days It's been a long one, but one that has been absolutely enjoyable. Marysville offense finally opened up their eyes here in this contest versus Concordia, a team that averaged just a hair over 7.5 runs a game on the season. Were held to 10 runs in the first 2 games of tournament play here on Friday afternoon and Saturday. They have erupted for 16 here versus a Concordia squad that was in the championship game last year versus Iola. Iola, of course, still alive on the top side of the bracket. They will take on 2-seeded Hiawatha tomorrow at 3:30. Marysville, of course, will go on if they can hold on to these 3 outs, take on a Corning squad that fell to this Concordia team in first round action on Friday. Corning ended up with an 8-7 win over Norton earlier this morning. Norton about had that contest won as they had 2 runners on in the bottom of the 7th, but couldn't come up with the big hit. Corning went on to defeat Smith County 7-5 earlier this evening too as well. Marysville trying to do the same thing, win 2 games in 2 days, save off elimination for one more day. Jordan Miller is going to go back out to the mound now in the bottom of the 7th inning. It will be the middle of the order. Rush LeDuc gets it. Diving stop by Anderson. Throws across his body. Out number 1. 6-3 is going to be the official score on that out. 2 more outs for Marysville here as they look to hold on to this one. If you're just joining us, Marysville held a 10-0 lead going into the bottom of the 5th inning, was 3 outs away from getting this win early on, but Concordia erupted for 5 runs in that inning. Some tense moments there in the 6th, but Marysville just put up a 6 spot on the top of the 7th to regain this lead 16-5, and now are 2 outs away from playing again tomorrow night. Here's a shot to the right side, a diving attempt by Gavin LeDuc as Peyton Breeze will get his first hit here of the evening. Only hit number 7 tonight here from Concordia. They have 1 more hit than they do have errors in the field this evening in this contest. 6 errors committed by Concordia so far here today to go along with 7 either pass balls or wild pitches. 7 hits, too, as well for this Concordia offense. Up next will be the 4-hole hitter, Braden Primo, third baseman so far here tonight. Runner at first is Peyton Breeze. Still 2 outs to get for this Marysville defense. First pitch to Primo is the ball. Second one from Miller. That's going to be down and inside, too, as well. Now behind the 4-hole hitter, 2-0. 16-5 the score as we play bottom of the 7th inning. Marysville 2 outs away. Moving on to Sunday baseball tomorrow. Here's a grounder right side. Olson takes it, goes to second for the first. Throw over to first for a 2 out, but not in time. Yeah, okay. Center field. Oh. Got a good catch there. Thought it was Jordan Miller out there on the mound, but it's Paxton Vogt here to finish out the contest. Didn't see that pitching change happening. And Mix, of course, a big appreciation to the Marysville fans here keeping me in line. Not too familiar with some baseball yet, but we're going to get there as this weekend moves on. So Paxton Vogt on here to close this one out for Marysville. 2 batters down, looking for that 3rd and final out. Is going to run inside a little bit now on Keegan Bynes, who started that big 5th inning for Concordia. Sees that one go inside for a first ball. Vogt brings this one in, grounds it over third base side. It's going to stay foul, though. No play for either the third base coach for Concordia or Carter Olson over there at third. Here's the pitch now inside. That's going to be called a strike. Marysville now 1 strike away from moving on to Sunday ball. Vogt ahead in this count 1-2. Takes a big look inside. Pitches, deals, big windup, brings it in. Swing and a miss, and that's going to do it here from Concordia. Marysville holds on to win this contest 16-5 in what was a thrilling finish to what we thought was going to be a runaway ball game here in this one. Marysville holds on to survive to play tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock after this 16-5 victory over Concordia. We're going to take one more break, take a recap of this contest, go home, get some sleep, and we'll be back tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Again, Marysville wins 16-5. We'll be back after this break.
Just like our area athletes work each day in practice to perform at their best in the big game, the staff at Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer, work daily to provide the best parts and service experience when you need it most. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations. We know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one. Bruna Implement Company, since 1947.
Anyone can sell you soybean seed. Channel Seedsmen place product to perform. With Channel XtendFlex soybeans and Channel Roundup Ready 2 Xtend soybeans, you'll get the superior weed control you want and the high yield potential you need. Make the most of next season with the Roundup Ready Xtend crop system and expert recommendations from Channel Seedsmen. Ask a seedsman in your area for recommendations for your fields. Check with your state pesticide regulatory agency for specific restrictions in your state. Always read and follow pesticide label directions.
With United Bank and Trust online banking, you have access to your hometown bank 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year at ubankonline.com. You can view account balances, access statements, and transfer money between your UBT accounts. You can also view account activity, pay bills, and even make loan payments without being limited by banking hours. Simply visit ubankonline.com to learn more. Online banking with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Some tense moments here in Concordia, but Marysville American Legion post 163 hangs on to win this win or go home contest 16-5 over host Concordia. They will play tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. That game can be heard right here on KNDY, of course, in our free KNDY mobile app and at KNDYradio.com. Marysville will match up with Corning, who is the 5 seed in this tournament. Marysville still the lowest seed to be alive here, the 7 seed. Will play the 5 seed at Sunday at 1. We're going to wrap this up quickly to catch you news at the top of the hour. Unofficially, Concordia ends this evening 5 runs on 7 hits. All 5 runs came in the 5th inning. They did have a combined 5 errors in the field with 7 wild pitches or passed balls that allowed Marysville to get these 16 runs here in this contest. As for Marysville, they got 16 runs on 12 hits, no errors in the field, and no pass balls to be made of, and also 5 steals for this Marysville offense, too, as well. The win will still go to Dakota Slupionic. He pitched 4 innings of shutout baseball before running into trouble in the 5th, gave up all 5 of those runs, but Jordan Miller came in for him on relief, pitched out of 2/3 innings in the 5th, the full 6th inning, and Paxton Vogt came in to clean up the mess in the 7th and pick up the long, well, not even a save, but just close the door on this Concordia squad. We're going to go ahead and give, quote-unquote, our player of the game to this Marysville offensive squad that was held to 10 runs in the first 2 games. It erupts for 16 here on a Saturday night in Concordia. Again, Marysville wins this one, pulling away 16-5. They will move on to face Corning tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. For Max Blasky from Concordia, it's been a joy to call this contest. We'll see you tomorrow for one more game tomorrow afternoon as Marysville American Legion stays alive in this Class 2A state tournament from Concordia. Everyone have a good evening, drive home safe, and we'll see you tomorrow for one more baseball game as July comes to an end.
At your service 24/7, on air, online, and our mobile app. News, weather, sports, and more. Yours from KNDY.